Oh, you're getting baited. No, I'm just being honest, and you're just being fucking overly sensitive because you think that it's like a big... So now people will take clips of this stream. Look at what Phil said about locals, and people who watch locals. Haha. No, actually listen to it, what I'm saying, and look at your fucking mirror and realize what a loser you are. I mean it. Like, look at what of a loser you fucking are. You spend all your time on this shit. Grow up. Make this be a wake-up call to you. Don't instead turn it into another clip that I can put, another video I can put on YouTube and make money. Look in the fucking mirror at yourself and look at the fucking disgusting waste of life you are, and go do something productive with your life instead of being a shithead.
Back at it, because why wouldn't we be? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News Second Edition. I'm your host GTG, and let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. As we continue on our expansion through Goutopian lore, right? Let's see, what am I bringing you guys today? We are going to actually go back to something that's not as old as some of the stuff we've been going over so far. As of late, we've been kind of jumping around 2017, 2013, 2015, 16, so on and so forth. But I want to bring you guys to 2017. YouTube ad fiasco update. I need your feedback. This is from March 1st of 2017. This is from the King of Hate Vlogs. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the early earmarks of Adpocalypse. And I want you guys to kind of see how Phil dealt with it. That's kind of the whole point. I want you to see how he was dealing with it, and some of the mistakes he made, and how he was throwing blame here and throwing blame over here instead of just waiting, just like everybody else did. Everybody else had to kind of wait and figure out what was going on. At this time as well, he was already back on Twitch, you know, getting his little Twitch money. So you're sitting here bitching and complaining about YouTube, but yet you already have Twitch to fall back on. But then again, in early broadcasts that I've talked to you guys about over here, I said that YouTube money and Twitch money are two separate things, and he didn't want to put it all together. He wanted to keep all that separate. Twitch was going to be that quick lick bonus money that he doesn't have to spend on the bills and everything, and YouTube is supposed to be the gravy train. It's supposed to be the golden cow, and it's supposed to cover all the bills. Unrealistic motherfucker type shit. But either which way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to hold you guys off any longer. Let's go ahead and get into this. There's a couple more stuff that I want to record today. Should be fun and whatnot. And I want to keep kind of cranking out through the history, because it's fun and it's amusing. So that's all that really matters. Some of you have asked, hey, will you be going back to the main channel soon? We really need you guys to go over the 341 phone call. Yeah, I'll be back over there before the mid-first bank phone call, which is on April 10th, I believe, which is Phil's anniversary, now that I think about it. That's his wedding anniversary. So yeah, I will be back over there for that. But to be honest with you as well, I mean it's turned into an asset case. We all know this. For any of you who've watched me on the main channel, when we talked about the bankruptcy from the beginning, I told you they were going to more than likely have him liquidate his assets so his creditors can be paid or be compensated in some way. I told you guys that from kind of the beginning. If anything else, me being always late, never breaking kind of worked out, because that's essentially how it was going to go. Now, there was something, I saw James Aleshia's video when he brought this all up about the case being turned into an asset case. One thing I didn't know, well, there's a lot of things I didn't know, to be honest, but one thing I didn't know is that once you apply for Chapter 7, there's no real backing out unless you have a good reason. So now Chapter 13 may not even be an option. Now he's kind of in it for the long haul. And if he has to liquidate his own stuff to pay off these creditors, and that's what he's going to have to do. And one of the more interesting facts about it was, going back to the initial call, because I have heard it once, and he talks about, oh, yeah, that's a business asset, I own it. But shouldn't he have said it's a business asset that that belongs to the business? Shouldn't he have done it that way? And Nancy, I think that's her name, who's the trustee, the one who's basically doing the investigation on him, big up to James Lesser for that as well. The one who's kind of facilitating all this, she looked at that call and she realized this isn't, I don't believe you. And she has a whole lot of reasons not to. So even though I didn't have all those details, because I don't know anybody who really could have. Going back to, you know, they're going to, more than likely, he's going to have to liquidate his funds so he can build up the capital so he can pay these people back. That's not something I haven't already told you guys. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to definitely go over the call. I'm having fun with my history shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on some wrestling shit. I'm working on some other stuff as well. I'm going over some of Phil's Street Fighter footage. And right now, man, I'm just kind of enjoying my time, dude. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in any serious hurry for it. But yeah, like, I should have something out by April 10th, which, like I said, is his anniversary. So that's I guess that's our anniversary gift to him. But yeah, I should be back on the main channel for that. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, it is what it is, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if you guys want to get caught up on that, like I said, James the Lesser, obviously Snort Burnell, I hear Mr. Huff Stuff is back in the mix. Some of you guys asked if I would go over his Resident Evil 3 gameplay, which I can do that because, like, you know what I'm saying, I had a great time with the game. The game is fun. The game is really, really fun. And a lot of people are actually, for one, I was surprised that he's playing it on hardcore, but there's a lot of people playing it on hardcore, to be honest. Especially since you don't have to worry about ink ribbons in hardcore, so that's kind of cool. I had a great time with the game, man. I had a really great time with it. Phil's not going to because he's not about exploration, and more importantly, he doesn't learn as he goes. Oh, I learned this new skill? Okay, great. But he doesn't understand that you're learning this new skill so you can implement it later. So when it's time to use that new skill, he's completely and totally fucking lost. It's almost sad to watch. And I don't even mean sad necessarily in a pathetic way. Don't be wrong, it is pathetic. But it's almost sad to watch an individual with no inability, without the ability, I should say, to learn anything, and with the complete inability to comprehend anything. When it comes to gaming, which is his bread and butter, this is how he makes his livelihood. And it's just weird. It's really, really weird watching that shit and seeing him fumble and him blaming it, talking about, oh, it's not a regular boss fight, it's a puzzle fight, but then it's also a pattern fight, and his inability to understand the difference between the two. It's a mess. But yes. But anyway, that's my plan, guys. So like I said, my apologies on that. But like I said, there's plenty of other guys out there that are going over it and giving some great insight. But like I said, I'll be throwing my hat back into the mix in a minute and whatnot. I'm just having a really great time doing what I'm doing. But and whatnot. I'm considering trying to get the streaming thing off the ground as well a little bit. So yeah. But I'll be back in the mix. But anyway, let's get back to the history shit, though, because like I said, this is what's actually fascinating me, and I'm having a good time with it and whatnot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News 2nd Edition, and I'll see you guys in literally like a minute. Probably won't even be that long.
Hello everyone, DSP here. It is Wednesday, March 1st, 2017. It has now been 1 week since I was made aware of a really bad issue going on behind the scenes regarding my YouTube channel, DSP Gaming, on YouTube, in regards to ad revenue that was absolutely abysmal in the month of February with little to no justification or explanation. I certainly was not notified by YouTube or anything regarding why this would happen.
Which goes to show how ignorant he is about the business that he's in and how volatile it can be when it's basically ad driven. And you know what I'm saying? And it relies mainly on ads. It's almost like he expects YouTube to conjure this money out of nowhere just to pay him, no matter what financial strifes that YouTube is going through. He doesn't care about that. I've already put my work out there. Pay me. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit about all that other crap. You figure that out. Oh, PewDiePie out there wilding out and shit? I don't give a fuck about that. You guys shouldn't have promoted him that heavy. You guys shouldn't have made him the top guy on YouTube. I don't give a fuck about that. You got to pay me, though. It's really, it's unprecedented in some ways, actually. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, since I've already made this a stopping point, we are here with the King of Hate Vlogs. YouTube ad fiasco update. I need your feedback. This is from, March 1st of 2017. Yet again, you can find it on the King of Hate Vlogs. Any videos that I use will be down in the description. Also, check out the Snortbucks Coffee Twitter page, and also check out the Goutopia Museum of Unnatural Art. Both links to both of those Twitter accounts will be down in the description, and as time goes on, I will add some other people on there as well. I'm following another account. I think it's the DSP Historical Society. Then there's also the I don't know if the DSP Institute actually has a Twitter account. If they do, eventually that'll get down there. And like I said, it'll be a work in progress. Like I said, Sunspot Gallery will eventually be down there. Paul will be down there. There's I'll make sure James the Lesser can get down there, so on and so forth, as time goes on. Agent Proper. So it'll be a thing. All right, let's go.
For a week now, I've been working with Machinima. Machinima has been working with YouTube.
And speaking of which, for any of you guys who really want to deep dive into some of this stuff, or just get other opinions off of YouTube, and you don't, and maybe you're on Kiwi Farms, maybe you don't want to go to Kiwi Farms, Detractor Twitter is a really great place to go to as well. There's a lot of accounts you can go to, and so on and so forth. So as I start listing some of these accounts and whatnot down there, eventually through those accounts you can go on and you can check and see what's going on, because Detractor Twitter is an amazing source of information. There's some really, really cool people up there, and so on and so forth. A lot of really funny individuals who have some great insight. Just really cool to talk to about anything. It's not just DSP driven. There's I call it Detractor Twitter, but all those people deal with other shit too, or they dabble into other shit and so on and so forth. It's just DSP is kind of like one of them commonalities, if you will, of what they have on there. But there's other stuff too. So it's a cool place to start. Anyway, let's continue.
And we've all been trying to communicate, although the communication, quite honestly, has not been what I wish it would have been. What I wish is that every day I at least had an update from someone saying, here's what's going on, and whether or not they heard anything, they would say, at least we're working on it. That's not what's happened. It seems like...
So you want to talk to the same person every fucking day that's going to be like, hey, we don't have any updates yet, but we're still working on it. You want to hear that every day? What does that mean? That's literally him saying that I'm trying to micromanage the people that are supposed to be trying to help me. Well, how the fuck are they going to be able to help you if they're literally micromanaging you? And why would they waste your time or their own time telling you that, no, we don't have any updates yet? If they contact him every couple of days or even a week out, guess what? They contact him, every couple of days or a week out. He's still being paid, and he has another outlet, as I said, with Twitch. So back the fuck off and let these people do their goddamn job. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why he screwed himself in 2015 with those false copyright strikes on that fan art. Instead of letting Machinima do their job, he sat there and deleted all those videos on his own and screwed himself. Because he's such a greedy fucking pig, and he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait. He had this huge platter of food in front of him, yeah? Alright, so peep the analogy. He has a huge platter of food in front of him, and a couple of desserts are out of place that are normally not there. His cherry juice isn't within arm's length on the left side, or it's not the quality of cherry juice that he's used to. Whatever the case may be, and he immediately freaked out. Instead of worrying about what's in front of him, right, he went ahead and just trashed everything because a couple of things were out of place. And that's how Phil Burnell thinks. And then, like I said, it's almost like a form of micromanaging. You know what I'm saying? Well, you guys need to give me updates every day. If he could ask for updates every hour, he probably would. Oh, it's my business. I have to do the best I can. Well, then why aren't you doing the best that you can on your end of it? It's like you expect everybody else to do something and you don't have to do anything. You just keep putting out garbage content, which is the reason why you're in the situation that you're in the first place financially. Because your shit's garbage and no one's watching it. Just throwing it out there.
I have to wait several days to even get anything else out of Machinima. Not to say that that's Machinima's fault. It's because YouTube, in this regard, is dragging their feet. And I know you might...
YouTube is bigger than fucking Machinima, idiot. And they have way more to worry about. And you're not even really on the pecking order, so to speak, when it comes to machinima partners. You're probably low mid-tier. So machinima can afford to get around to you whenever they fucking can. YouTube don't have to reach out to you. YouTube goes through your pimp, machinima. And YouTube is kind of going into damage control at that time to figure out how they can rectify the situation as quickly as possible. And it didn't work out well, being that there's been 2 more ad apocalypses since then. The third one was really the third one was really wild. Not to say that shit shouldn't have gotten called out, but the guy who facilitated some of that, one, he was merely a talking piece for an agenda much bigger than himself, and he didn't realize it. And by the end of it, he realized that he was just being used, which is even more hilarious that he fucked over a whole platform, not on his own, but he helped to fuck over a whole platform. He thought he was going to be the hero at the end, and he got disposed of like dead weight, because that's exactly what he was. So when you think about Ad Apocalypse 3, if you're following Memology 101's channel, you can go back and watch some of it. But that guy literally got used and then he got disposed of. That was fucking hilarious. And he didn't even realize, and by the time he realized what was going on, it was already too late. And he had made so many enemies with so many people on the platform that there was nobody he could go to try to like get his side of the story out, or even try to explain the fact that he was being used. The agenda used him and abused him and got him the fuck out of there, which is what you're supposed to do with patsies.
Say, but Phil, you've been with YouTube since 2008. You've been doing YouTube as a job since 2011, running ads on your video.
Actually, sorry, just to comment on that further, it's even more funny that as he was this individual, as he was getting towards the end of his usefulness, then all of that dirt from his past came up about all that shit about harassing women and supposedly underage girls, allegedly, and all that silly shit. Then all of a sudden, it all got fucked up. That was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Since 2010, and all of a sudden, YouTube ad revenue has plummeted for you with no reason, and you can't even get an answer out of YouTube as to why. And the answer is, yes, that is the situation right now. YouTube is not responding with any kind of a valid answer, okay? I do have a few updates.
When he means a valid answer, he means something that he likes. But why would YouTube or Machinima go ahead and stop what they're doing, trying to figure out what the situation is and trying to figure out how to fix it, to go ahead and cater to one idiot? Oh, because he does this for a living. No one told you to do so. And, like you, there's a bunch of other people who do this for a living, who are far more successful. And they bring in far more money. And they garner far more attention. Which, guess what that means, Phil? That makes them priorities. And like anything that's a priority, you go ahead and drop off dead weight. You drop dead weight to make sure that you can keep those people happy and keep them in place, because yet again, they're still bringing money in. Yet again, you would think someone with a business major would know that. Oh well.
Which is what I want to give you in this video. And I also have something that I seriously need to run by all of you who are longtime dedicated viewers, those of you who come and watch all of my playthroughs, right? Or even those of you who maybe come back every once in a while to watch a big high-profile playthrough. Because Machinima has suggested a band-aid fix to what's going on.
But you're all about quick fixes, though. So what's wrong? So what's the problem? You're all about quick fixes without addressing the problem. That's what you've always been about. Oh, give me a couple of painkillers. Oh, my bad back is messed up. Give me a couple of painkillers and a brace and a special pill to sit on, and that's it. I don't want to go through surgery. I don't want to go through rehab and then have my quality of life back. Just give me a patch fix and that's it. And then I won't drive on the highway anymore. I won't lift any heavy shit. You guys remember that? Anybody? Anybody at all? I remember it. Pepperidge Farm remembers. So it's easy. So it's okay for DSP, Darksydephil, to have quick fixes, right? Or have band-aid type solutions for stuff. But when someone who he's suckling at their tit wants to do something like that, or needs to do something like that until they can develop something a bit more concrete, it's a problem, and they're being completely irresponsible. But then again, isn't this the same idiot who only engaged the panda because it was a quick fix, it was a band-aid to try to keep their relationship together so she wouldn't leave him, so he wouldn't be stuck on his own? So he knows all about quick fixes, doesn't he?
On, which, quite honestly, I'm not too keen on it, But if it is the only way that I can basically keep this business going and it's a necessary evil almost, then I will do it. We'll get to that in a moment. First,
well, you don't really have a say so in it. You're a worker. You're an employee. You're basically gonna do you're gonna basically do what you're being told to do, or you can fuck off and get a real job. And we all know how much that scares you. This is Fearful Phil, part of our delusion collection. So that's what the situation is there. You don't have really a say-so, or your opinion, if you will, doesn't really matter to YouTube or Machinima as it pertains to the actions with the situation that they're getting ready to walk into. It's null and void. You'll do what they tell you to do while they do all the real work, and you just sit there and try to collect pity bucks. Maybe you should have streamed on Twitch more often. I don't know.
Let's talk about what's been going on and the feedback I've gotten from YouTube in regards to this issue. Where I left this last week, the last time I made a vlog about this was last Thursday, so almost a full week ago. And where we were is that Machinima looked into...
I don't have that yet, but we'll get there. I'm jumping around on dates anyway. You guys understand how this goes. I don't plan this shit out, so... it's not like I'm going to do all this in chronological order.
DSP Gaming and said, yeah, for some reason, Phil, in February, your ad revenue percentages tanked for some reason, which makes no sense because on average, we're seeing that all of our Machinima partners' ad revenues went up because in January, it was a certain number, but usually that's pretty low. January is actually a really slow month on YouTube for ad revenue. But then it always picks up in February with the Super Bowl, with ads for big high-profile movies and stuff that came out. Oh my God, 50 Shades Darker was like on every video on YouTube for like a week. So yeah, everyone sees a big ad increase in February, and it didn't happen to me. In fact, my ad revenue percentage went down in February, which makes no logical sense whatsoever. There's no justification for it. It doesn't make any sense. Now, Machinima made a suggestion, which I brought up.
What he's not telling you is that his views weren't there, his retention wasn't there, his interaction wasn't there. He's not telling you any of that. So let's go ahead and hear what Machinima's suggestions were to him, shall we?
In the last video, and I told you that they said it's not that, but apparently a bunch of people only hear what they want to hear. So allow me to make this abundantly clear. Machinima said the only time that we've seen ad revenue drop like this is if a YouTuber or a channel or videos in particular get flagged as what's considered advertiser unfriendly, meaning the videos are deemed controversial. Maybe the videos have a lot of really controversial stuff in them, like politics or racism, right? People who are being racist on YouTube and stuff like that. It's not necessarily banned, but sometimes it's deemed advertiser unfriendly, that kind of stuff. So it could be deemed as offensive, overly offensive content. But Machinima said, we looked at everything, Phil, and nothing on our end whatsoever that we can see on your channel indicates that you've been deemed advertiser unfriendly on DSP Gaming. Nothing, okay? Now, I said this in a vlog last Thursday, and somehow...
Now, that right there marks, you know what I'm saying, whether being political or being offensive. But you hear his language, calling people stupid, shitting on game devs or whatever. Some of that may have triggered. You know what I'm saying? It may have. Like I said, YouTube's really wonky when they come to a lot of those particular things. That's why you got people now walking on eggshells and they still get videos demonetized. It's whatever. But it's just whatever. But it's stuff like that. So he may have gotten hit, and he may have gotten hit for stuff, and they were just like, well, we can't exactly isolate it on why you got hit, so... You know, all the big stuff that most people get hit for, you didn't fall into that category. It is what it is. But he obviously got hit for something. He obviously triggered something to consider at least some of his videos to be considered advertiser unfriendly, if that is indeed the case, of course.
On the internet, people have spun it into, well, Phil's advertiser unfriendly. And I'm like, that's the complete opposite.
And realistically, he should be considered advertiser unfriendly at most times. Like now, as you listen, if you think about his commentary back in 2017 and you think about it now in 2020, there's more dead air there than anything. But in 2017, he used to wow the fuck out on people. You know what I'm saying? Especially on people on his streams. Somewhat. And whatnot. He's a real asshole. Like he's an asshole, but he was a real asshole. And so on and so forth. So, under reasonable, and just some of his commentary, it's kind of just mindless dribble, or it's blaming developers for really stupid shit that doesn't make sense. Just because you have an inability to learn doesn't mean it's somebody else's fault. Like, all of these things are the accumulation that ends up bringing Phil Burnell to where he's at now. It's hilarious. It's sad, though, but it's hilarious. Not sad as in I feel bad for him. I mean, it's sad as in it's pathetic.
Of what Machinima said, but people love to spin it into whatever they want for their own, little jollies and hilarious purposes. So people all over the past week, Phil's advertisement unfriendly. Well, guess what? You're fucking wrong, because we heard back from YouTube this week, and here's what YouTube had to say from the horse's mouth. No, there's nothing whatsoever saying that DSP Gaming is advertiser unfriendly. Wrong. That's completely a wrong statement. But, yeah, for some reason, advertiser revenue is down on DSP Gaming.
Wait, you said you just heard from the horse's mouth, not talking about Catherine, that YouTube says that DSP Gaming is not advertiser unfriendly, and you're going to say that they're wrong because for some reason your ad revenue is still down. Did you... Huh? What? Like, you said YouTube said that you're not advertiser unfriendly, but yet your ad revenue is still down. So they're wrong. Yeah, I mean, I guess I get what he's saying, but like, why would you say it that way? Like, why? Like, are you trying to build up to, oh, well, they say that I'm not advertiser unfriendly, but yet I'm still being affected. My ad revenue is still being affected, so it has to be something wrong. I want a better answer, or I want them to justify why I'm at where I'm at. And I would assume that's what you're kind of going for. And yet again, YouTube doesn't have to give you that. YouTube wouldn't. Obviously, YouTube went through Machinima. They wouldn't contact you directly. They don't have to. Like I said, what the fuck is the point of being with an MCN if you can't go to them to help you? And if you can go straight to YouTube, for example, for certain things, right? Then why not just go ahead and just deal with YouTube directly? Why even be with an MCN? Oh, that's right, because your Google AdSense account is fucked, and you were too lazy to ever fix the goddamn thing, and you had no choice but to depend on somebody else. Ah, I see.
Now, what YouTube said, and I'm not even kidding you here, I'm going to read it word for word, because I don't want to misconstrue what they said, but when you...
So you're willing to read emails from Machinima about what's going on with your Google Ads, not your Google AdSense, I apologize, to tell us about your ad revenue. But he won't go ahead and read the email that told that YouTube and Machinima sent him saying that, hey, you need to delete these videos in 2015 to save your channel. Or you're going to lose your channel, I should say. He's going to read these emails right now, or this email right now, but he won't read the email where Machinima told him to, and YouTube, sorry, Machinima and YouTube told him to delete those videos. Huh. Well, that doesn't sound suspicious at all, does it? Semantics. Absolutely semantics.
You're probably going to have the exact same response, all right, as I did.
And here's the thing, though, too. This isn't a Theo theory, right? It's a theory. Not exactly a Theo theory, but it's a theory that, and I think history's kind of proven it, that he only does things like this when it actually happens. Let me reword that. The whole situation with Machinima and YouTube telling him to delete those videos never happened. He did that all on his own accord. It's blatantly obvious. If it hasn't been blatantly obvious up to this point, it never will be. It's blatantly obvious that never happened. Because if it had, all those times people asked him about it, people even called him out, saying, hey, Phil, we're not sure if that really happened. It did, they really did. He never brought those emails out. But he brought the emails out for this right here. When him and John were going through their situation after the move from Connecticut to Washington, he was quick to read John's text messages to justify, to justify and show that he wasn't at fault for the rockiness that was going on in their friendship. He's so quick to go ahead and pull all this shit out, right? But yet, when he can actually, quote unquote, back things up or justify his point. But for all those other times, you get nothing. You have to just merely go on his word. And his word doesn't mean anything. Because if it did, he wouldn't have to do this right now. If his word meant anything, he wouldn't have opened up that folder with supposedly his tax filings in it if his word meant something. And most people still believe that was nothing more than blank pages anyway. And then it kind of proves that because he didn't even pay taxes that year. So, whatever.
So hold on a second. Here we go. I'm going to read this word for word. Here is the first response that we received from YouTube after contacting them. We're waiting on the final determination from them. So here's Machinima, and here's what Machinima says YouTube said. Nothing stands out to me here.
And again, so it wasn't like YouTube reached out to him directly and told him all this. They went through his pimp, Machinima, and all that shit got trickled down to him. Just saying. And how much information do you think Machinima was really going to let people like Phil or any of their other partners know about it? They're not going to probably divulge everything. They'll just go ahead and spruce it up in such a way that's palatable and then send it out to the rest of the masses. You don't want to give them everything, you know? You just, under reasonable circumstances, you want to, you know, you got to hold back certain pieces of information. You're not going to divulge all of it.
What may be causing this? So I'm going to send this over to our monetization team to take a look at. I don't see anything that is indicating an issue with advertiser unfriendly content, so I don't think that's an issue at this point. Traditionally, drops in monetized playbacks can be difficult or not entirely possible to diagnose, given the algorithmic nature of ad serving on the platform. I'll let you know if the team figures anything else out. So that
I can tell you, he didn't have views and he didn't have enough engagement on the videos. Pure and simple. And then he was coming in at a rocky ass time during Adpocalypse where motherfuckers were pulling their ads out. You know what I mean? So Phil probably went from getting decent ads to now getting bottom of the barrel fucking ads. That's more than likely what ended up happening. I mean, it's better than not getting any ads, you know, but he got kicked down a rung or two on the ladder. End of story.
Was the last contact that we got from YouTube, and that was a few days ago. Apparently, I think from what Machinima was telling me, that was like either last week or very early this week. Okay. If you'd like me to translate that into English for you, here's what that means. The same thing that I've said every single time that I criticize YouTube is true. YouTube is run by a bunch of people who are book smart. They can code till the fucking, you know, till the fucking moonlight is out and burn the midnight candle, and they can make amazing algorithms, and they can do all this next generation coding and make this really awesome performance website. But they're not street smart, meaning in actual application of that website, if something goes wrong, they are terrible at figuring out what it is, because they're the ones who write the code. They're not the ones who use the code. All right. So what this
even when you write code, you're gonna have, it's not gonna work exactly the way you write it, or in conjunction with other codings, things can change, things can switch up. It happens a lot. To give you guys a bit of a piglation on that shit, think about when they do a hot fix, for example, on a console game, for Phil, for example. Like, you know what I'm saying, whatever the initial problem is, they do a hot fix and they go ahead and upload it, you download it, or, you know what I'm saying, yeah, you download the update to try to fix it. What happens more often than not is that hot fix will go ahead and address that initial problem, but there's another problem that's now been triggered, or there's another underlying problem that caused this initial issue that hasn't been resolved yet. So what it does is it just goes ahead and causes another issue, so on and so forth. And people don't know that without having to take the whole goddamn system down to go ahead and figure all that out. And that takes time. That takes a shitload of time. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about this for a minute. Since he wants to go ahead and talk about book smart and street smart, do we go ahead and take the whole site down, go ahead and scour through the code and fix everything at once, and then get everything back up, which could take a couple days, could take a week, could take a few weeks for a site as large as YouTube? Or do we go ahead and write a new code, or write a hot fix for a code, put it out there and see what the deal is, and then we see if anything else gets triggered? And while that's going on, we still have a whole nother department, or a branch of a department, or a wing of a department, if you will, that's trying to find what the underlying case is and see if there's anything else that's going on, and try to do all of that at once, so at least people continue to be paid, and so the business can continue to move forward. Which one would you rather have? Not make any money at all and you don't have shit to say about it, now you're over there on Twitch begging? Or we go ahead and address each problem as they come, and this way you guys can at least make some money. He's mad that he's not making the money that he feels that he should be making, but he's still bringing in some income. Would he rather just not have that at all? That's the difference between being book smart and street smart, but certainly that's the difference of just having common sense. That's really what that comes down to. And look at Phil. This is 2017. Look at him at 2020. Was he book smart or street smart in either one of those situations? No. You know what he did lack and what he has lacked for the majority of his life? Common sense. That's what that was. You're making a boatload of money, more money than you've ever made. It might be a good idea to save it. Hey, you're thinking about moving, you're thinking about buying, you want to buy a condo to impress a chick who don't give a fuck about you and you're not smart enough to see it, or you know that she has somebody else, right? And you think that if you buy this shitty condo, which is the reason why they're probably selling it in the first place, you think it's going to impress her. Maybe common sense should tell you, maybe you're being played. Or maybe, just maybe, you're being stupid. You really couldn't afford the condo when he bought it. So he should have just went and got himself an apartment. That's being street smart. That's common sense. Hey, maybe you putting your whole fucking life out there to be exploited for profit. Putting your family's information out there, putting your friends' information out there, putting out there some co-workers. You know what I mean? Putting it all out there for profit and then getting mad that years later, assholes like me throw that shit in your face. Maybe common sense should have told you, you know what, that might not have been a good idea. Maybe that wasn't a good thing. In hindsight, that's not even 2020 hindsight. That just wasn't a good idea. That wasn't being book smart or street smart. That's the reality. So he's talking, now he wants to shit talk a bunch of people who are beyond, are leaps and bounds beyond him in education and whatnot, and are making far more money than he is, and work far harder and probably longer than he does. That these idiots don't know what they're doing and they're fucking up the business. But they're not the ones crying to their employers about pay me, pay me, pay me. They're still making their salaries. You're not making anything. And your income had been dropping for years. Adpocalypse was just kind of the nail in the coffin to get your ass up and off of YouTube full time, in air quotes. You've been a fuck up. Mommy and Daddy Burnell raised you to be a screw up. That's what the reality is. This right here just compounds on top of the rest of his failures, which got him up and off the platform. Just saying. He was a sinking ship. The SSS Burnell was a sinking fucking ship, and after a while, all those holes that they kind of just did Band-Aid patchworks on, if he had spent some time actually addressing it, or even took that bitch back to port, and actually had the whole ship redone to make it stronger, to give it more stability, to make it more stable, he would have been better in the long run. He wanted quick fixes. He wanted patchwork. Oh, you guys want me to do edited content? No, you guys don't. You guys don't want me to do edited content. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But you're failing at what you're doing. Oh, well, this is what made me successful at one time, but it's not making you successful now. Hey, I'm the businessman here. You don't tell me what I should do, and you don't tell me what you want. I know what you want. He's done all of those things that I just said, and look at where he's at. And this is 2017. Now look at where he's at now in our current timeline, in our current year of gout. Tell me where the book smart, street smarts, or the common sense was then. DSP News.
Response is saying from YouTube is, well, yeah, it's definitely, ad revenue on DSP Gaming is definitely down, and it's not because Phil was deemed advertiser unfriendly or because he did anything wrong. We just have no idea because it's a complicated algorithm.
He can't even look at the camera when he's saying this. He has to look off into the piggy void. We got to look up. We got to look off in all these interesting corners and shit. This, that, and the third. It's funny how when it's really not his fault and he did everything correct, he's not really looking at the camera most of the time when he says that. It's real interesting how that works out. It's real convenient how that plays itself into a circumstance or a situation. But semantics.
That we wrote, and we have no way to actually figure out when something goes wrong with it. That's literally what that response means. We created a monster, and we have no way to stop it, nor to even track it. If it goes wrong, oh well, fuck it, you're fucked. That's literally what that email says. That's what it's saying, word for word. So I don't know how to take that. How do you take an email response like that from YouTube? I mean, you know what that really says, and I hate to say.
Now, this is hysterical Phil. This is him. This is the one of the. This screenshot's actually really important. I might turn this into a thumbnail, but this is really, really important because it's the mindset that he has right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the exact thing that got him kicked off of Machinima. This is what you're seeing right now. Right now is exactly what got him kicked the fuck up off of Machinima. and Machinima was like, we need to get him up and out of here. He's a waste of our time. You're seeing it and you're hearing it right now.
Exactly what I've been saying all along. Again, they're inept at what they do. Just like for months previous to this situation with me, right? Last year, YouTubers from all over, small YouTubers, big YouTubers, all came up and said, we have concrete proof that people are being unsubbed from our channels. Here's the proof. Here's people saying it's happening. Here's our sub numbers going down. And everyone submitted that to YouTube, and YouTube made a video coming out and saying, we don't know. We can't figure it out. So they're inept. They're inept at what they do. They can't figure out problems. They are book smart. They can code and they can write, but they can't solve problems. There's no problem-solving capabilities in their bodies. And that's...
So doesn't that apply to him as well? I mean, granted, he's not book smart because he can't do shit on shit. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? He can barely fucking... He can't even really wipe his ass, let alone anything else. He can't code. He can't tell you shit about business. He doesn't understand shit about video games. He doesn't know shit about politics. He doesn't know anything about anything. All of his experiences are drawn from when he actually had a job, and you saw how inept he was with that. And when you listen, if you really listen close to some of his older jobs back in the day, he either was smart enough to quit before they fired him, or he got fired. So obviously he was never really good at his jobs, right? I question his academic accomplishments, but that's neither here nor there, and I don't care that much at the moment. He's just as inept. So we've already covered that he has no real book smarts. Let's talk about street smarts. Well, this idiot right here found the need to go ahead and pick fights with just about everybody he could in his work in his work life, right? If he saw somebody getting favoritism and he wasn't, he wanted to call that out, or he wanted to start trouble. He tried to get people fired, and then he got himself booted out, or he was smart enough to quit before they booted his ass. That's the first thing. You go ahead and translate that into the FGC. He went ahead and talked a bunch of shit to a bunch of people online that he thought were cowards just like him, and that didn't work out well at all. He got pressed. He should have gotten his shit pushed in, but he didn't. He got lucky. He got really, really lucky that no one really put no hands to him. But the threat was there, and other people had to bail his ass out. And other people who he deemed weaker or who were more hated or despised in the FGC than him, he would dogpile on them because that gave him clout. That gave him brownie points. So you kind of see what kind of individual he was in the FGC. Let's move over to YouTube and Twitch now. He shitted on everybody who was more popular than he was, or who was more successful than he was. He's mad now in 2020, excuse me, our current year of gout, about, oh, well, there's people out there who are doing videos the same way I used to do videos, and they're way more popular than me, but I did better quality than they did. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't do that at all. That's a blatant lie. And they don't do everything exactly the way you do, because I think I've seen at least a couple of those channels that he's speaking of. And there's way more versatility, and there's leaps and bounds in quality. So you can go ahead and suck your pig dick somewhere else with that. You can go ahead and take that somewhere else. But this shows you what kind of unrealistic motherfucker he is. And he shitted on everybody at the top. Or at least he tried. And then the moment somebody reacts to him or makes a joke at his expense, PewDiePie, now he has this blood feud going on with him. Pro Jared said an offhanded comment on Twitter and whatnot, and Phil held on to that shit for 3 goddamn years. 2 years prior to that, now we're at 5 years, they were at a convention together, and Phil had his little bit of attention, his little followers or whatever, but then when Pro Jared opened up his exhibit or his booth or whatever, everybody flocked over there. Phil got abandoned, and Phil's been butthurt about that. So you got someone who blatantly holds on to grudges and keeps grudges with people because he feels like he was slighted. And he never grew up, and he never grew out of those things. Is that street smart? Shit like that will get you killed. Or they can. And if it wasn't for the fact that he had people that were defending him, enemies and friends alike, he would have gotten his ass beaten down during the FGC days. And he would have definitely been unhireable back in his IRL real life job days if that shit would have followed him the way it should have. That's why Daddy had to go ahead and get him a job, because it was probably getting harder and harder for Phil to find a job. So don't talk shit to me about book smart and street smart, because he lacks both. And he damn sure don't have any common sense.
It's ridiculous because that's not how you operate a major company. What that tells me is exactly what we've known about Google from the start. How did Google become popular? Because someone wrote a really complicated algorithmic code for a search engine, and it became the top one because it was the best search engine. But then, if anything ever goes wrong with it, damned if they can fix it. It's the same thing with YouTube. We're going to code YouTube. We're going to have all these awesome things on YouTube, but we can't fix anything because that's not what we do. And apparently, they don't care. At this point now, literally, I'm pinging Machinima daily for information, and Machinima is coming back to me and saying, we have no new information because YouTube hasn't made any determination yet. So literally, I sit here with my thumb firmly stuck up my ass, putting out videos, doing gameplay streams for you, doing what I've always done, with my entire livelihood and business in jeopardy.
Doing what I've always done, which was failing and causing a dip in his viewership, and a dip in his, and because of that dip in his viewership, a dip in his income anyway. Just saying. I'm waiting for these people to fix this so I can get back to where I need to be. But you were already dropping. So what was YouTube and Google supposed to do? Were they supposed to go ahead and fix his ad revenue to where it was back in its heyday in 2011, 2012, maybe even somewhere in 2013? Was he trying to finagle it in such a way, being like, hey guys, I know that I had this drop in income and you said that, or this drop in ad revenue, and now you guys are going to straighten it out, right? But, you know, I think this bug has been around for a long ass time because, you know, my shit's been dipping for a while. And I know I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm doing everything correct. So was he trying to finagle some shit into that? Phil's just enough of an asshole to do it. He's just enough of a con man to try to do something like that. He's been doing the same thing for years and it's been failing. It's been failing. And yet, oh, I'm not the problem here. Because they can't catch me on this whole, allegedly. They can't allegedly catch me on, I'm not advertiser unfriendly. So there's something else that's fucking all this up and you guys need to fix it. And you guys kind of owe me back pay too, if you think about it. Because you know Phil tried to push for that. That's why Phil had so much riding on that whole zombie go boom situation. Because he was thinking, oh shit, if they actually win in court, then everybody has a case and then they're going to owe us back money. Phil was riding on that. Because Phil was saying, hey, if they win, they kind of owe everybody, you know, some extra because they kind of took from all of us. Phil actually said that, or he said something along those lines. And then when Zombie Go Boom failed in court, Phil threw that shit off to the wind. He didn't give a fuck anymore because it wasn't going to benefit him. That's the kind of individual you're dealing with. Just to reiterate.
Because YouTube isn't good at what they do. Yet they're the industry leader in video sharing, but they're not good at what they do. It's only
he
because
says he's one of the best Let's Players out there, and he's certainly not good at what he does. His views speak volumes. Semantics, though.
They're backed by this, by Google money. It's that simple. If another competitor came up and said to YouTube, guess what? We actually have responsive customer support. We have people who not only can code, but they're problem solving. They can dive in. They can figure out what goes wrong. They can fix issues right away. What would happen to YouTube?
You're an idiot. First off and foremost, you kind of screwed your own point up. Because Google has the money, right? And because Google owns YouTube, and it's all just one basically big-ass search engine at the end of the day. That's why they kind of dominate their way to do. If another company tried to come out and say that we have better customer service, we have some of the brighter minds, so on and so forth, Google would have poached the fuck out of that company, or they would buy the company, poach the people, and then dissolve the company or turn it into something else. That's kind of how business works. And you can do it at that level because Alphabet, I think, is the actual parent company of all that shit. They have the money to do so. you really never put that together, right? And that's another thing, too, that's interesting about Phil's philosophy, right? That, oh, we just need another competitor to come in, and that'll square it up. Well, when Twitch was going through its bullshit, which is still going through its bullshit, and Mixer came in as a serious contender, you didn't see him talking about going to Mixer. Oh, fuck Mixer. Mixer's for just the people who can't stream on Twitch anymore, and they're not getting any followership on YouTube, and so on and so forth. That's all that is. But if he gets kicked off of Twitch tomorrow, guess where he's going? He's not coming to YouTube. He's not coming back to the Coliseum, as I call it. He's not coming here. So where's he going to go? He's got to go to Mixer because there ain't nowhere else to go. But he had already shitted on that platform multiple times. He shitted on, I don't think he said anything about Facebook gaming, but there's very few people who talk about Facebook gaming. So that is what that is. Even though theoretically he should go there because they actually have a kind of a strict, a semi-strict scheduling. Like, I think you have to stream like 4 or 5 days mandatory, but you get to pick your hours though. So I think the minimum is like 2 hours or 3 hours a day. That works. Excuse me. For Phil, that would work. I don't know how the money situation or anything that works out. The only person that I know or who I actually watch, I don't watch his streams though, sadly, but fuck Facebook. But who I know that streams over on Facebook is Mark of J. So it is what it is. And I don't know what his contract is, but it must be lucrative because he's been doing that for a while. So it is what it is. But yet again, ladies and gentlemen, keep your opportunities open. Don't sit there and shit on something else without actually looking into it. And yet again, don't shit on it at all. Just look into it, see what it's about. If it's not up to your standards, cool. Then wait. You know what I'm saying? Go on and keep looking at the market. Look to try to expand. But you don't be like Phil and move on to what's popular. That's not going to get you anywhere. Because just because it works out for other people doesn't mean it's going to work out for you at the end of the day. And let's say you go to Twitch, right? Excuse me. And Twitch is supposed to be about gaming, but as you know now, it's categorized itself and split itself up into a bunch of different ways. Maybe gaming isn't clicking for you, but maybe gaming news is. Then go to the Just Chat or go to the podcast section. Go over there, build an audience. Doing that, if that's something that you enjoy doing. And then you can slowly but surely go ahead and start moving from gaming news and or gaming podcasts to now actually gameplay. And do that and, trickle that in. You know what I'm saying? After a while, after you build yourself a good viewership and so on and so forth, and you build yourself an audience, do that. And then you can start meeting your goals. You just have to you had to go about it a different way. And that's what happens. You know what I mean? So, sorry, I bring that up because I've been watching a lot of stuff on battle rap as of late. And you hear a lot of the dudes who came in doing things a certain way, and it didn't pop off for them the way that they wanted to. They went to another league. They had to reinvent themselves a little bit. They had to kind of had to continue to polish their style. You know what I'm saying? And try to reinvent themselves before they had to go back to either King of the Dot or URL. Whatever. I don't really follow King of the Dot like that anymore, but URL mainly. And so on and so forth. And they find success later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I'll talk about that later on. Because I got a video that's almost done with that. But look at it that way. Don't be like Phil and just sit around and be fucking stagnant. And depend on other people to do shit for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even book smart. That's street smart, certainly. But it's definitely common sense. And he lacks all three. So don't end up like DSP.
And especially if there was a platform that could get ad revenue comparable to what YouTube has, because that's the big thing. Yeah, we all want to have a better video sharing website, but a lot of us have a living doing it, and we can't just up and leave YouTube and go somewhere else if we're not going to be able to pay our bills, right? The problem,
yet again, under the assumption that everybody who does YouTube does it for a living, as if that's not retarded,
is that it's never happened. I mean, what competitors has it had? Blip? Blip was never a major competitor for YouTube. They couldn't even handle 1/10 of the bandwidth of what YouTube had. And
Phil wouldn't know that because he wasn't on the platform long enough. Whoopsie.
The website didn't function properly, and they had all kinds of internal problems too. They
had so many internal problems, but yet he was quick to get on his knees and suck some dick to go ahead and stay on the platform. Remember that? And he threatened them too. And said, "Hey, I've got over 100,000 followers on YouTube. It'd be a shame if you guys kicked me off the platform without giving me another chance. Who knows what those people will do?" That's the implication of a threat. It's funny how he was threatening to try to stay on a website that was pretty much a shitty website.
I kicked off of there for completely unrelated reasons to that, but it stands to say they went out of business for a reason. You know what I mean?
They went out of business like 5 years after you got kicked off. They still lasted a pretty good amount of time. And realistically, they went out of business because they were just, one of the frame of thoughts are they were just paying way more than they should have, to be honest. You couldn't sustain that.
Who's the other one? Daily?
Amongst other reasons, of course.
Motion or whatever. Some people try uploading the videos to Daily Motion. You can't do anything on Daily Motion like you can on YouTube. So YouTube is still the go-to place for video sharing.
Speaking of which, I hear BitChute actually is starting to get their streaming up and running, and that's a pretty good alternative as well. I don't know if Phil has an account, but you would think eventually he would start archiving shit over there. He won't because he's a fucking idiot, and by the time he gets over there, because there's already detractor content over there, by the time he gets over there, he's going to be completely fucked, so it won't matter. But their streaming platform is interesting because they're not going to have any restrictions. Not like Twitch. And what I mean by restrictions, I mean some people on Twitch can get away with some amazing shit. I saw a chick the other day, not Susie Lou. This young lady actually had personality and shit, and she was actually funny. She's actually knowledgeable. She just doesn't sit there and give dead fish responses. If you ever wanted to know what Susie Lou was probably like in bed, you can just watch one of her live reactions to a fucking anime and shit. I'm pretty sure that's as close as you're gonna get. But this chick right here, she did a live reaction of was it it wasn't Castlevania, I think it was Baki the Grappler, I think. The newer one, the one that's, I think it's on Netflix. She went through like, I don't know how much of the series that she went through that night, but I saw at least 2 or 3 episodes. No problem, no nothing. And then Bleach is getting ready to come back, and they're going to actually go over the 1,000-year war between, obviously, the Shinigami and the Quincy's. Yeah, I'm a nerd. It is what it is. Don't judge me. Anyway, they're supposed to be reanimating that, and then you have the new series by Kubo, which is Kill the Witch. That's supposed to be animated soon too. But anyway, she was going over some old episodes of Bleach as well, and she's not a partner. She's an affiliate. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody makes it seem like the and I have, admittedly myself, always thought that the partners got away with fucking murder. Apparently the affiliates can get away with a lot of shit too. So just saying. And you can find other channels, especially like in certain time frames during the day, you can find people randomly streaming shit that you normally wouldn't find them streaming. Fucking whole wrestling matches, like Monday Night Raw or whatever the case may be from the week prior. Sit there and be streaming that shit, talking to the chat, not getting hit at all. And those people were definitely not affiliates. So just something to think about. You know what I mean? I'm not advocating for you to do that because I don't know if your account's going to get hit or not. But BitChute, at least so it seems, they're not going to censor stuff like that. So that might be a cool place to do some shit if you're really looking forward to. I mean, I already have an account, so it is what it is.
Right? And it's scary because what about people like me now? It seems to me whatever's going on behind the scenes isn't intentional. This wasn't something that was by design. It somehow happened behind the scenes of YouTube. And no one can control it. No one can even figure out what it is. It's this impending monster of take away your ad revenue. And there's no way to fix it or to prevent it. What did I do wrong? Nothing. I'm being told you did nothing wrong. You're just fucked. How does that work? How does that even... So now I'm being forced...
That's life in general, though. There are plenty of people who go through life and not do a goddamn thing. They wake up one morning and they get shot for just leaving outside their door. Or they get into a car accident because they were 15 minutes late and they were there instead of who might have been there before them. Maybe no one should have been there at that time. That's how life works. To be honest, there are plenty of fucked up things that happen to people who did nothing wrong and did everything correct. That's how life works. And at the end of the day, this idiot right here is still in a better position than most, but yet because he doesn't feel comfortable or he feels like he's being threatened, he's turning bitch made and acting like this. And yet he's mad that people laugh at him and ridicule him. Matter of fact, Tevin, I think did a stream yesterday going over some Minecraft shit. It was one of Phil's Minecraft fucking streams or whatever. And he cries and Phil actually cried and complained about how he doesn't like the idea that he's being mocked. He's mad that he doesn't have the clout anymore that he used to have, and that when he used to talk, people used to listen, people used to act upon it. He doesn't have that anymore. And he was crying, complaining about it for like 10 goddamn minutes about it. I thought that was the most hilarious shit in the world. But it also touches on this thing that he's trying to bring up about, what's that shit called? What's it called? Sopa and Peppa? Whatever it was. It was the online censorship shit they had back in the fucking day and shit. And he said, I was an intricate part of that. I I brought a lot to the table with that, and I helped fight that fight, and no one remembers it. No one, I'll never get recognition for that, or most people don't even remember what that is. Well, why would you? And then Tevin brought up an interesting point that, because don't worry, we're actually coming up on a couple of videos about internet censorship that I've already downloaded, so this will all tie together then. But apparently Phil got an offer to a book. A book was being written on it a couple years ago that went over that whole situation and talked about key players. And apparently, allegedly, the authors of that reached out to Phil and was like, "Hey, we'd like for you to be in this book." He said, "No, I don't want to do that. I don't want no fanfare, whatever." But yet, this isn't the first time Phil talked about fighting that good fight for internet censorship. This isn't the first time he's spoken on that. But you had as Tevin said, you had an opportunity to be in a book, and you turned it down. Well, why'd you turn it down then? But now you're bitching and complaining about it, and no one's gonna care. No one's gonna remember. Most people don't remember now. You see how he fucked himself over? Because he's trying to play two sides. Oh, yeah, I went and fought the good fight, so the people who come behind me can have at least what I have, and have internet freedom and shit like that. But also, I don't need to be glorified for it. I don't want any of that. You know what I'm saying? I did the good fight because I thought it was the right thing to do. I don't need any extra recognition. But then this is the same idiot who will censor you if he can. He still bitch and complains on Twitch every so often about how that YouTube needs to shape up, and they need to get the negative shit. They need to remove the negative shit off YouTube. What, you mean people who have an opinion? Oh, you mean people who have an opinion that's opposed to you, or people who have opinions about you? You need to get them up and off. What makes him any different than Monday Matt? What makes him any different from Rich from Review Tech USA? What makes him any different from Susie Lou? What makes him different from anybody else who sat there and tried to censor people, have them flagged down, or out and out had them booted off of the fucking website? When allegedly he tried to fight for internet freedom and against the regulation of censorship. When he tried to do the exact same shit later on. Yeah, no one gives a fuck about your stupid ass legacy. If that even is a legacy. It's not. It's part of it. But who gives a shit? You were a hypocrite. You were a fucking hypocrite. You can't fight for internet censorship and then turn around and do it yourself. That's why Monday Matt got hit the way he did. He talked all that bullshit about freedom of speech, and then people had an opinion of him, and he immediately had them kicked off the site. He had videos taken down, and if he could try to get them kicked off, he did. Fucking idiot.
Am I going to be forced off of YouTube and not be able to do this for a living? Well, now on to part 2 of this video. Because Machinima only has one other theory as to what could have caused this, and they have a supposed solution, which I don't necessarily agree is a valid solution, but if it is something that's going to save my business and allow me to keep doing this as a job and keep live streaming on Twitch and keep putting out videos on YouTube and keep doing this, then I'll do it. But I need to run it.
I'm just going to put it out there. Do you own a business or do you work a job? Which one is it?
By you, the viewers,
because Phil, it's not both. If you own a business, then you're working to improve, expand your business. If you're clocking in to work for somebody else, which is what you do, then you're clocking in to work for somebody else. Can't have both.
First, and see what your take is. Now, keep in mind, once again, sadly, I have to leave comments disabled on this video because every time I make a video on my own personal vlogging channel about...
Excuse me. Coward. Out and out coward. And yet again, this right here is getting around that early time of censoring people, right? Getting rid of comments because he didn't want to hear it. Because the truth hurts, apparently. The truth is the best insult, right, Phil? Right, Phil? Right. So now, I want to go out here and bitch and complain and make my opinions known, but I don't want to hear shit about you guys, though. I do want you guys to share my video, though, and like my video and get it spread around, but I don't want to hear your fucking opinions, though, on it. That's the Phil Burnell way. That's the Phil Burnell way.
The business, we get 400 immature little shits who have to flood the video with nasty shit about, oh, this is your own doing, and this is that, and fuck you, Phil, and die in a fire, Phil, which is hilarious, because literally everything in this video and all the evidence being told by me from Machinima on YouTube is that this has nothing to do with me, that this is just some behind-the-scenes thing that has nothing to do with anyone, it just happened, alright? So, bullshit to that, but I know if I open the comments of this video, I won't get good feedback, because it's going to be
And the funny thing is, too, right, about the die in a fire thing, you do a little bit of research, you can find it. Phil was invited to go on a podcast to talk to two fellows about something. And to close out the podcast, one of the guys on there said, hey, Phil, I want to bring up this comment that I left under one of your videos. And under that video, under his comment, you have Phil there saying, well, why don't you go and die in a fire? Phil's the one who started that. Phil told someone else to go and die in a fire. But yet he always spins that shit around like, oh, everybody told me to go and die in a fire, this, that, and the third. He told someone to go and die in a fire. Just like that whole shit with Wings, where he's like, oh, I hope your parents die in a fucking car wreck. He sometimes makes it sound like people have told him that. But he's the one who actually said that to somebody. Just throwing it out there.
With nasty shit. So instead, I'm going to propose this to you. I'm going to tell you what Machinima said. Propose their solution. Let me know. Tweet me at TheyCallMeDSP. Email me, darksydephil@hotmail.com. Post up on my forums. Let me know what you think about this solution. Alright? Here we go. Here's what Machinima thinks. They said, Phil, what we're seeing is that in comparison to pretty much all the gaming channels on YouTube, which is absolutely true, and I'm aware of this already. I've known this since day one. What's considered average viewer, what is the word for? Excuse me. I'm going to get the right word because I have the email right here.
This is basically Machinima telling him that he needs to work harder. And that's why he doesn't think of it as a viable solution. I'm guessing because he always worked. I'm already working too hard as it is. Why would you want me to do more when it's not my fault? I didn't do anything wrong. You guys should be working harder for me, not the other way around. Wow. And see, it's funny too. If you look at the top of his head now, right, and you compare this to something more recent, you don't necessarily see that parting, if you will, that's at the top of his head. At least not in 2017. In 2020, Jesus Christ, looks like Mini Moses is fucking making shit happen over there. But right there, it's not nearly. I mean, you don't even see it. So he's yet again. So how happens you don't take care of yourself.
Hold on. Fuck. Of course, now the email's not there. It's coming. I'm scrolling down to it.
You have to tell Panda that too? Is that what you had to tell Catherine on your wedding night?
I'm in the wrong email. Are you kidding me? I'm not in the wrong email. It's just not showing me the right thing. The way it works, because I don't know the exact term, it's like, it's not average view retention or average, it's the percent of a video that the average viewer is watching, alright? What does that mean? It means, I have a video on YouTube. You watch the video. If you watch the entire video from start to finish, that's considered 100%. If you watch 50% of the video, that's considered 50%. If you only watch it for a second, that's probably going to be like 1%, alright? The average percent that people watch my videos on YouTube is much lower than most other gaming YouTubers. Do you want to know?
Shit. Now, there's a couple of variables that he's leaving out on that. When you look at when you're looking at the average viewer retention, right? First off, it depends on one, how long your video is, right? Okay. And then obviously how long do people watch it? So let's say, for example, 1 week, Phil has 40 videos that are right at the 10-minute mark, or 10 to 12, or let's say right at the 10-minute mark. There you go. Let's say the next week he has videos that range from 12 minutes to like 15 minutes. All of that stuff goes into your metrics. Now, it can also throw your metrics off a little bit, but all of that goes into your metrics. Those are all different variables in the equation. So you have to think about those things as well. On top of that, there is something to the effect if a person ends up watching your video solo, and then if they end up watching it in a playlist, like let's say you created a playlist, right? and someone watches it in your playlist. That has a thing too. That's like a whole nother thing in itself. So just keep some of those things in mind as he's going through and fumbling over this, even though he said he had the email, but now he don't have the email because boomer moment, I guess.
Why that is? It's very simple. It's common sense. Because I do raw, unedited playthroughs. When you watch my playthroughs,
So you put out shit content and no one wants to watch it, and that's why your viewership's low. And because your viewership's low, that's the only reason why Machinima and YouTube think that your ad revenue's low. Your ad revenue's low. Well, isn't that a rebel fuckalation? Isn't that just absolutely amazing? You put out garbage content that nobody really wants to watch. In turn, you're not making the monies, or at least the big monies. Wow, you guys see why Phil has been against this thing the whole video? He's been against the idea that he's doing everything wrong and he's doing everything incorrect.
you're seeing everything in the game. Now, some people want to see that, so they watch the entire playthrough, start to finish 100%. So that would be 100% watchability, right? Some people...
For that one person. If you got 100 people who watch your videos and only, let's be generous, let's say 15% watch it 100% of the way through, and everybody else is kind of scattered with it. Some of them only watch, maybe 20%. Some of them only watch, 50%. Maybe another half only watches 2%. That fucks up everything else. So if he's trying to sit there and trying to cement this 100%, he's not going to. That 100% is going to get ticked away quick as fuck. You would think he'd realize that.
Want to watch my playthroughs but are looking for funny parts or good parts, or maybe just the story. Maybe they don't want to spoil the story, but they want to see gameplay. So because my videos provide all of that, they skip through to the parts they want to see. Therefore, they're somewhere in the middle, right? And then there's probably people who watch my videos, they click it once, they say, this guy's an obnoxious fuck, and they close the video and never watch again. And that's the 1%, okay? I get that.
That 1% is actually a lot bigger than 1%, but whatever.
Totally get that. And my percent is going to be lower because unlike other YouTubers who cut out the boring parts, right, I show you the raw game. But that's always been my pitch, because I show you the raw footage, because I don't edit out the fails, because I don't edit out the boring parts, because I don't script in comedy and do all these things like other YouTubers tend to do.
It's pathetic that he has to justify this. It's really, well, not even have to justify it, that he's trying to justify it. This is really fucking sad. You know that the raw Let's Plays and whatnot, or whatever playthroughs or whatever, is absolute fucking garbage, and your fan base has been telling you almost since year 1 or 2 that, hey, you need to switch up. Certainly since he's been getting paid for it. Gameplay, I mean. You need to switch up and you need to do something different. Oh, I don't want to do that. This is what made me popular. This is what brought you people here. Why do I need to change? Okay, well then, we don't feel the need to watch as much of it, and we won't. All right, we'll get the fuck out then. And so they did. And then the people who came along, just like he said, oh, this guy's an obnoxious asshole. Why the fuck would I want to watch any more of this? And they left and never came back. I'm going to use a Phil terminology with that. End of story. Excuse me. So he knows exactly what he's doing wrong, but yet refuses to fix it. It's everybody else's fault for this, not him. He didn't do anything wrong. He started off this way. He wants to end this way. Live by the sword, die by the sword, I guess.
Able to play a game start to finish, and finish it usually in a much faster amount of time than most of these big gaming YouTubers. That's one of my catches. You want to see the game quickly, you can watch me play it. You want to see a raw, actual, honest reaction to the game versus a scripted one or a paid advertisement or the parts that are boring cut out so you don't get an accurate representation of that game, you watch my playthroughs. But yeah, even my most hard...
That's not even good advertising. That's not even a good pitch. That's really not a good pitch. At all. Yikes.
Poor viewers probably skip around my videos all the time, okay? From what Machinima is saying, YouTube determines who gets what ads.
That can fuck with your metrics too, now I think about it. Also. Or well, at least back then it could. I don't know about now. But if people have to jump around your videos like that, that also can fuck with your metrics as well.
Based on this percentage. Now, first of all, I gotta say something about how fucking stupid this is. Let's just think...
You want to be compensated for just the... Let him finish first. Because I already know where the bullshit he's going in with this. And no. He's basically like, hey, the percentage of people who watch it the whole way through, that right there should outweigh everybody else who doesn't. And that's why he gave you all the different examples and all the different air quote excuses of why people don't completely mess with his content, or when they do, they only mess with it in small parts. No. You're literally trying to skew the system to fit your own narrative and fit your own needs. That's not how life works.
Think about how advertisements work on YouTube, all right? When you watch a new video, the first thing that happens, an advertisement runs at the beginning of the video. So you see the ad, then you watch the video, okay? Regardless if you see the ad and you watch 1% of that video, 30% of that video, 50% or 100%,
Also, you're missing the fact that ad block is in this as well. He's not thinking about it, but I'm thinking about it now. That ad blocks is a thing in this. Also, another thing that he's taken out of context is not everybody who runs ads usually run an ad at the beginning of the video. They usually do it like a little ways through. Some people will do that. Not everybody. You know what I'm saying? But some people do. So that's a thing as well. Unless YouTube actually puts an ad into place. Because maybe you didn't put an ad in on your video at all. That happens. It does happen. I don't think that whole situation with Etika happened with Phil, where, oh, I completely demonetized that pre-stream and YouTube put 8 to 10 ads on it anyway. That don't sound right, but whatever. That don't sound right though. But he's not taking ad block into account with this. So there's a whole. So theoretically, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you guys as best I can. I'm giving you guys a lot of reasons on why he's not making the money that he's supposed to. And this guy right here is fighting hard as fuck to almost, he's basically shadow boxing with YouTube and, YouTube mainly, to pay him for what little he has or what little he's bringing in. And they should just pat him on the head and be like, it's okay, Phil. That'll be just enough. We'll pay you like everybody else. That's wild when you think about it.
Still saw the ad, all right? You still watched it. So that company that bought the ad on YouTube made their money, right? They got their view from you, and the content uploader held up to their part of the bargain because that advertisement played, so they should get paid, right?
He's literally treating this like this is view-based. Does anybody else pick up on that a little bit? He's literally trying to treat this like this is view-based. Like this is like before he got kicked out of the ad structure. Sorry. After he's treating it like, let's reword this. Before he moved into the ad-based program, he was view-based. He looks at the advertisement situation as view-based. Essentially, that's the mindset he had to come through. Because he didn't come to the realization that, okay, if I have to go to ads, I have to depend on these ads now. Well, I can't do that because that's bad. Because the last time I asked people to ask me for ads, I lost my Google AdSense. So now he basically had to go through a form of mental pignosis to make himself come to the rationalization. That okay, when they see the ad at the beginning of the video, if it shows up, by the way, that's no different than if they just come over there to watch a view from you. It's no different if you were on the view-based program like you used to. Same concept. They watch an ad in the beginning of the video. It's just like you being on the view-based program. You get credit either which way because it works exactly the same. He didn't go in and think about the variables that could fuck him later on down the line. The ad block is a perfect example of that, amongst a lot of things. Also, didn't they have wasn't there like a little nifty trick people used to do where if you clicked on a video and an ad starts playing, if you clicked off of it or if you refreshed it immediately, it'll come back up with the ad's gone? That was a thing for a little bit. So, I mean, I don't think it works now, but that could have been a thing as well. I'm sure there was ways around it. That's basically the point I'm trying to say. Yikes.
It doesn't matter how much more of that video you fucking watch, you saw the ad. So therefore, for YouTube to make a determination who gets what ads based off of how much percentage of your videos they watch makes no logical fucking sense whatsoever. No matter what.
Now, let's go ahead and actually give you some logic. First things first, or as best I can. First things first. If you have if you get good views or even great views, and you have a high retention, meaning that people watch your videos for long periods of time, then yes, you should get good ads. because you're more than likely to have the maximum amount of people will have their eyes on those ads. Like I said, unless ad block or any type of outside variable. More than likely, your video will give a company the best chance of exposure to your audience. Whereas if you have someone like this numbskull here, who has someone come in, watch this video for 2 minutes, can't leave a comment, and likes and dislikes are disabled, and they decide to get the fuck out, why should you be compensated for that? Or why do you think you should be compensated with good ads for that? That's stupid. That's absolutely fucking stupid. That doesn't make any sense. It's a business throwing their money away for no reason. And YouTube, I think, realizes that that's how people game the system. This idiot should understand that because, as I said earlier on, he tried to get people to click ads just so he could get a quick buck off of it back in the day, which causes Google AdSense to get fucked. He's not the first person to do that. He probably wasn't the last. You know what I mean? I hear view bots are still a thing. So with that being said, why would he expect to be compensated when he himself knows how the business can be played or be taken advantage of? That makes no sense. And if you're someone who doesn't have a very good retention, then no, you don't deserve to be paid for that, or you don't deserve to be paid handsomely for that, I should say. You know what I mean? They should throw you your 50 cents to $2 or whatever it is, and you move the fuck along. But for all the better ads that pay out, those should go to the people who actually have the audience who are going to sit there and watch the product. Pure and simple. And the thing is Phil could have had that if he wasn't a gritty fuck and putting out 10, 15-minute videos and putting out 20 or 30 of them a goddamn day. He chose to do that. He chose to let his brand basically fall into the fucking piggy void, into the snort abyss. He chose for that to be a thing. People told him for years to stop that. You're only hurting yourself. And he didn't want to listen. Now look at him. So now you're hearing the early stages of YouTube ad apocalypse fucking Phil over, when in actuality Phil fucked himself first. They just finished on his face. That's basically what happened.
Video you watch and how long you watch it, you saw the ad already. So it makes no sense. Again, book smart, not street smart. In a book, they wrote an algorithm that says percents and this and that and this and that. And it makes no fucking sense in the real world because they don't actually apply it to someone who uses YouTube daily. Anyone who watches YouTube daily could say, but I watch the ad on every video, so why does it matter if I stop watching after 1%, 30%, or 100%? I still watched the ad, so it should count, and that person should continue to get advertisement ad revenue on their videos. Duh, but this is not how they think. They have the book smart. Book smart. So different from real life application. It really is. So sadly,
so sorry about that, but but it was a funny joke, and Panda agrees with me. Imagine me giving a thumb. Anyway, unrealistic, absolutely unrealistic. That's wild that he thinks that way. That's really silly. And the funny thing is, right? If the roles were reversed, and if it was his business, you know what I'm saying, or if it was his advertisement firm, and they're sitting here paying this money to YouTube to go ahead and throw their ads on content creators' videos, but none of his sales went up, but they paid all this money out with little to no compensation, he'd be mad as shit. His bacon would be burning right now over that shit. He'd be like, why the fuck am I paying all this ad money out on videos that aren't bringing me any business or bringing me any type of attention? If the roles were reversed, he would understand, and which means that he does understand. He's just stupid. He's literally just stupid. You put out a shit product that no one's watching. Hence the reason why you're not getting ads in the first place, because one, you don't have the viewership you once had, and two, the majority of your viewership that you have aren't even watching all of your content. Well, you don't deserve to be compensated and or rewarded for that. That's not hard to figure out. But to him, apparently, it is. And he gets mad when people make fun of him because he's a fucking idiot, because he is a fucking idiot. When in actuality, look at what he's done. Or look at some of the silly shit he says. Of course people are going to laugh at you for that. You could put this in front of a child and the child would understand, well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's not hard to figure out. Just because the system kept pushing Phil along doesn't mean that life itself has to continue to do that. It don't. If the school system failed Phil or whatever happened, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the situation was, if that was a thing and they let him just keep moving along, then so be it. But life don't have to do that. The real world doesn't have to do that. And I think that's what happened. Am I saying that he's complete and totally? Am I saying that he's unable to learn? No. I think his outlook on life is just absolutely off the fucking charts. It's just it's a farce. What his outlook on life is, and the fact that he doesn't know, and there's a lot he doesn't know. There's a lot that we all don't know. But the fact that he doesn't know or he doesn't have an understanding of something, he has to compensate for it in some way, shape, or form, which only makes him look that much more ignorant. But then he has to try to defend that. So now, after a while, ladies and gentlemen, he's just fighting himself into a circle. He's not even fighting a real opponent anymore. He's shadow boxing with himself, if you think about it. The real opponents have already made their point, put that out there. People agreed with them who agreed with them, and people who didn't, or people just had conversations going over it, and they moved on. Phil's still trying to fight a claim that doesn't even matter anymore. Perfect example. So I referred to the Tevin stream earlier on in this. Well, I can't remember who the guy was who made that. Was it Chris Furtado, I think, that who called Phil a dinosaur all those years ago? Phil brought that up on his Minecraft stream the other day. He still remembers that. He still remembers when, whether it was Chris or whoever, called him a dinosaur. Well, Chris wasn't wrong, or whoever it was. They weren't wrong to call you a dinosaur. You were. You are. Or if nothing else, you were definitely prehistoric. You're a fossil now. But it's true. And the whole point of that was you were behind on the times. And you didn't want to learn, you didn't want to change, and sadly, eventually you're going to be extinct. And they weren't wrong. And that's what the whole dinosaur thing comes from. And you want to know why Phil has held on to it this long? Because it's true. Because it's true and he can't fight against it. And his mistakes have haunted him all the way up till today. Today being Phil's birthday, actually. Happy birthday, Phil. Fuck you. Same thing. It's haunted him to this day. And that's why that dinosaur reference hurts him so much. That's why he holds on to it the way he does. Not even man enough to let that go.
That's what Machinima thinks is going on. They said this is the only thing we can think of, is that because your channel has this much lower percentage of having a viewer watch the entire video, maybe what YouTube finally did is internally they flipped the switch and said, well, we've decided the only people who have the absolute highest viewer retention, people who watch the entirety of every video they put out, are going to get ads on their videos, and everyone else, yeah, they'll get ads, but they get the leftovers, which could be what happened. Maybe I got the lowest ad revenue ads on YouTube only starting in February for whatever fucking reason. Why they flipped the switch in February, I have absolutely no idea, but that might be what happened. Now here's what
they be well in their rights to do so. So what's the problem?
Machinima is saying could be a solution. This is what I need to run by you, the viewer. All right. Machinima is saying, in theory, if I go back to the old way I used to make my videos, I could save the business. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm talking, and I know, holy shit, here we go. I'm talking before direct capture, right? And I'm not
talking... Oh, wow. He talking about going back to 10-minute videos, 30 videos a day. Yikes. This sounds like bullshit. I know this is bullshit. So, if he's saying before direct capture, that's going back to the 30, 40 fucking videos a day thing. This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to overwhelm the audience, right? Since the ad revenue is so low on the videos that I'm putting out now, what's my solution? Put out more videos with more ads on them to try to compensate for what I used to make. That's basically what this is. And he really thought this was going to work. Especially since Machinima had told him for years, especially after the whole 10-minute limitation was lifted, hey, Phil, you should probably go on to longer videos that have better retention and have more interaction. He completely fucking himself. He's completely and totally fucking himself. Now, don't get me wrong. Machinima has had some shifty practices over the years, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's a thing. But, I mean, that should go to... that right there kind of goes to show what Phil brings to the table and how worthless it really is. If a company has to keep shifting like this over and over and over again to keep you going. You're obviously not learning. You obviously have an inability, or you're just outright lazy, stupid, not to want to learn, or you just can't learn. And so now they have to go backwards, whether they were the ones who implemented it with him or another version of Machinima, because they've changed ownership a handful of times. Yikes, man. I'm just kind of, I'm not really speechless per se, but I just, fucking hey, let it play out. Let it play out.
Talking about filming with the camera, but I'm talking about the length of the videos. If you remember, when I started on YouTube, it was 2007. I didn't start regularly uploading until 2008, but all the way through until I think it was like 2011, 2012 was the first year when you could actually have a video on YouTube longer than 10 minutes. That was the limitation. You were not able to make videos longer than 10 minutes long. And then if you ever got into trouble, like, let's say, I think it was like 2012 when you could make like 30-minute or more videos. If you ever got into trouble with YouTube, you would lose that capability. You'd go back to only being able to make like 5 to 10 minute long clips. Okay, that was the thing with YouTube. Then YouTube grew and expanded, and they bought more server space and all that, and they made it so that everyone could have unlimitedly length videos, which is why you see 2-3 hour long videos on YouTube now. But I made a living. I built my business off of little digestible 10-minute long videos. That's what put me on the map. That's what people liked, little digestible videos from Phil. And that's how it always was until 2013 when I adopted direct capture and live stream.
That's not true. That's not true. People were asking him to give that up even before direct capture. And the only reason why the only reason why he even accepted direct capture when he did is because his viewership was damn near tanking. And I would assume outside of his audience, John was like, hey, if you want to try to save what you have, you need to go to this. As a matter of fact, John is the one who helped him set that up. As well as Chris and Teo. They helped him with the streaming nonsense, and I think John helped him with getting direct capture going. So he still didn't do any of that stuff by himself. But he only did that because his baby backs were on the grill, and he had no choice. That's what it comes down to. If Phil could have always stayed with the 10-minute videos, he would have. And if he could have stayed with the 10-minute videos, stayed on Machinima, and kept it all view-based, what he did in 2008, 2009, he'd be doing now in 2020 if he could get away with it. That's the reality. That's the truth. He didn't change anything because he wanted to. Every change Phil Burnell has ever made, he did it because he had to. The sad part is, it was usually years and years and years after the fact. That's the reality.
And the major feedback that I was getting at that time from my viewership was, Phil, everyone else on YouTube is doing longer gameplay videos. Literally every person on YouTube is doing 20 to 30 minutes. Some people are doing hour long. They're starting to edit out the fails. They're editing out the boring parts and yada, yada, yada. And I said, well, I'm not willing to give up my raw playthrough style because that's what I'm known on doing. That's why people watch my stuff. That's why I'm able to finish games a lot faster than the big YouTuber who takes a month to finish a single game. And that's what I want to keep doing. But I'll compromise. I will slowly try to make my videos longer. So what happened was, around 2013, I started lengthening my videos from 10 minutes long to 15 minutes long. From 2014, I tried to start making them from like maybe 15 minutes long to maybe 20 minutes long. And now today, in the modern era, 2017, what's happened is over the years, I've gradually increased the length of my videos. So now, you know, I'm playing a session and the session is 4 hours long. You get maybe 10 videos, okay? Back then, you were talking some 5 to 6 videos an hour. Really, it was around 15 minutes each. So, you know, 4 videos an hour. So for example, today, my session of Horizon Zero Dawn that I played would have been probably anywhere from 16 to 25 videos, depending on how many times I split it, all right? sadly, Machinima is saying this is maybe what I need to do. They're saying, listen, that formula worked for you back then, and yeah, it was a different time, but if you were to shorten the length of your videos and release shorter videos on YouTube, you'd have higher watch rates because people would jump into the video, and just by default, if people are watching it for a certain amount of time, if the video is shorter, it's gonna up that percentage. And basically they're like, you know, this is bullshit, this is stupid that you need to do it, but it seems like that may be the only way around what's going on right now.
Wait, to do that though, he's essentially having to do a hard reset. Here's the thing. So let's say Phil was doing what? You know, 20, 30-minute videos at this time, whatever. To go back down to 10 minutes, he basically has to crash his own stats and then rebuild it back up, which could take like a month, maybe. It'd probably be like a month for him to do that and then rebuild it. So essentially, he's having to lower his channel's expectations and metrics just so he can restart from scratch and bring it back up again. Yikes! I mean, that's kind of the only way to do it, because it doesn't make sense for you to go from 30-minute videos, for example, down to 10-minute videos, and by definition, just by the nature of it, his viewer retention is going to be much lower because he doesn't have the same length of videos out. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is already going to hurt him. What he's going to do to try to compensate that is put more videos out and thinking that's going to balance it, and it won't. At least not the way he's thinking it will. Yikes.
There's no other explicable way of what's happening. So, here's the thing though. I know full well there's already people who still to this day, even though I've shortened my videos and I put out way less videos than I ever did before, they still complain because everyone now is so desensitized and they're so brainwashed into thinking that, oh, one video a day from a YouTuber is good, instead of realizing, wow, that one video constituted 4.5 hours of gameplay and they edited out 3.5 hours to only show the best moments. That's not what I fucking do. If I did that, it would completely...
How the fuck are they desensitized? That's not being desensitized, though. That's just how the status quo went. And that's how it went for some people. If you have someone like Phil who can't play games for a lick to save his own goddamn life, and it fails over and over and over again, you don't want to see that unless that shit is compact and funny. This is how you don't play for that. But for everybody else, first off, he's blatantly lying to you. Anybody who does 4 hours worth of gameplay, they edit it down. If they were going to edit it down, they edit it down into parts. Meaning that instead of it being 3.5 hours being just thrown onto the editing floor, you'll probably get like an hour and a half out of that. And then they take that and they might split that up into like 2 or 3 parts. So that right there covers them for the week. Or maybe 4. You might get 5 parts out of that actually. And that'd be a video a day. And that's all the edited stuff. That's all with all the actual action, the entertainment, whatever comedy they want to throw in. Boom, bam, the week is done. He has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. And he definitely don't have... And it's funny because at this time, he said he didn't watch other content creators. Now, granted, we know that's a blatant lie, but that's his paid gnosis. Excuse me, so let him have it. So yet again, what the fuck's he talking about? How does he know what everybody else does when he don't watch everybody else? When he doesn't have time to?
Undermine what I do on YouTube from the ground up. And that's not what I want to do. I've been here for fucking 8 years, more than 8 years, doing it. There's nothing wrong with it. The problem is YouTube keeps fucking changing shit behind the scenes to screw me over because they're trying to cater to everyone else rather than worrying about the people who've been here since the fucking beginning and put them on the goddamn map.
That's what I don't give a shit about that, though. And YouTube don't give a shit about that, too. That's why the Call of Duty community gets fucked over the way they do. Because a lot of people in Call of Duty get their videos demonetized all the time. And it's fair to say, at least as a part of it, I should say, Call of Duty helped build this platform. Call of Duty helped build this fucking platform. And they get shitted on, most first-person shooters, honestly, outside of Fortnite, get shitted on heavily for it. That's how the business goes. The people at the beginning, you were there at the ground floor, maybe. You made yourself quite a bit of money. It's time to move on. It's not like you weren't paid to do it. No one told you to do this for a job, idiot. And no one told you not to save your money, idiot. You did that all on your own. And the fact that you got pushed to the side, that's how business works. That's how business works. That's why you have people who've worked for companies like 20, 30 years and whatnot, and then they get forced out like right before, they get forced out after a certain amount of time. It's not because they don't do good work or anything. It's just, you've kind of maxed out on your pension there, buddy. Your nest egg is pretty secure. It's time to go ahead and move you out, and we can get somebody else in who's younger and who can do it longer. Same type of concept. Back in Detroit and shit, back in like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like, a lot of people went into the factory work and whatnot, because I had uncles who used to do that shit. Well, I wouldn't say they're uncles. They're a little older than being my uncles, but you know what I mean. But I had relatives who used to do stuff like that. They used to work in Detroit, like back in the factories and shit. And they would hold on to that shit 20, 30 years. And then their sons would do it. And so on and so forth until, well, obviously the factory shut down and shit. And whatnot. That was a thing. You know what I mean? But you left having someone else take your place. That right there, but back in the days with the factories and all that stuff, that was something that could happen. Like, they were lenient about it because they always had a group of, because the people who were working in the factories, right, they knew they were going to be there. They were going to be lifers, as they used to call it. Over there in what's that called? In Cleveland, Ohio, and shit like that. They had a lot of the Youngstown and all that shit. A lot of the guys who worked in the factories there, those guys were lifers, and you usually worked that place for 20, 30 years, and then your son would take your place, or maybe your son-in-law would probably take that place after they graduated from school, or whatever the case may be. It was a thing. But then companies also would force people out. Like, you know what I'm saying? They would press them into early retirement, as they call it, and so on and so forth. That's a thing. Hey, we appreciate, you know what I'm saying, all the work you've put in. You've put in a lot of time. You've saved your money, hopefully. You have raised a family. You've done quite a bit in your 20 or 30 years. It's time to go ahead and let someone else come in. Because some people just don't want to give it up and want to work until they die. No one's got time for that. Sadly, no one has time for that. That's how the business works. And let's be honest, Phil, you didn't build this platform. If nothing else, you've been a predator. You've been a scourge on this platform for a long time. And you fucked over a lot of people, and you've held, in a small way, you've held the platform back. You've held the gaming community back in general. You are one of the shining examples on why people look at gamers the way they do. You're a perfect example of that. Wings too. Rich too, to some extent. Certainly people who report on the news, Rich is shitting on and probably deserves some of the fucking negativity that comes out of that. That's just the reality at the end of the day. And all of you have been eclipsed one way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? There are plenty of guys out here who do gaming news that blow fucking Rich out the water and whatnot. So good night to that. The Call of Duty community has been up and surpassed Wings. And he's playing Rainbow Six Siege. And I give him a lot of credit for playing it, but it's outside of his realm. It's outside of his realm. He doesn't have the reactions, the reflexes anymore. His mind isn't sharp enough for it anymore. Could he probably be a coach? I wouldn't even give him that. I don't think his mind's sharp enough for it. Not anymore. It is what it is. And that's me being harsh, and that's me being blunt. His mind's not sharp enough for that anymore. And then you were never good at anything. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. You were never good at anything. And yet you were able to profit from being a failure and using other people. Now there's nobody else to use. And the only thing that's left is the failure. And the failure is not funny anymore. It's not amusing unless somebody else is doing it, or someone else is commenting on it, or someone else edits all of it together. That's your reality. So all of you got passed up. The only difference is that Wings, there's still hope for Wings, and Rich, for all intents and purposes, is still able to survive doing what he's doing. But you're definitely out of it. And the fact that those two men still feel the need to try to save your ass makes no fucking sense. That makes no fucking sense. And the more that they try to do it, especially Wings, the more Wings tries to make this argument that that people should look at you in a different way, he's only asking to go down with you. And people will let him too. I think Rich is smart enough that Rich just wants to profit off you. Rich don't give a fuck about you. He don't give a flying fuck about you. You're only there to be profited off of. And Rich realizes that. I think Rich realizes that more than even Wings does. That there is no saving you. The only thing now is to try to profit. And since Rich used to make videos about people dying, and those videos used to make him quite a bit of views, so you would assume quite a bit of money, going ahead and reporting on someone who's part of the living dead, as you are, only makes sense. But that's the reality. And that's the truth. Like, there is no saving you. There was no saving you in 2017. There ain't no saving you now. And if things are starting to turn out the way it looks, boy, oh boy, you try to fuck the system, and the system's about to fuck you back. Then the only next question is, who's going to fuck Cat while you're gone?
It is. There's no consideration. Never does YouTube sit down and say, oh, let's take a look at business in general and who was successful. All the changes YouTube ever made to the website fucked me. They got rid of channel pages. By the way, I was one of the top 10 viewed channel pages on YouTube regularly when I was very popular on YouTube. Then they did away with channel pages. They made them look like shit, and people stopped coming to my channel page. Screwed me over. Oh, let's make it so that the longer a video is on YouTube, the higher it'll show up in search rankings, right? That fucked me over. But now that's gone. Apparently that's gone now. They did away with that. Now it's percentage of how much percentage of your video gets watched. So another thing to fuck me over. It's like literally every piece that YouTube could have done to fuck me over has fallen into place to fuck. And now it's just like, I'm up to the top of the Tetris game play or game area, and I'm about to go over and lose, but what am I gonna do? So, Machinima's suggestion is that I shorten my video length. I basically go back to how I used to do it. But I don't know how on earth people are gonna react when all of a sudden they start seeing even more videos from DSP Gaming in their sub boxes. Now, it does need to be said that subscriptions doesn't mean diddly jack shit. It really doesn't. I've got over 180-some thousand subscriptions on DSP Gaming, right? How many people really watch the videos? Most of those subscriptions, I'll be honest here, are dead accounts. They're old accounts from the old days. People who used to watch and they never go to YouTube anymore. They're just sitting around. They're not doing anything significant for me anyway, okay? And a lot of people still admit to this day, I watch your stuff, Phil, but I don't subscribe to your channel. So realistically, if I were to shorten the length of my videos, is this really going to negatively affect me? You know what I mean? Are people all of a sudden going to mass unsub in any way that they haven't before? I mean, every time I upload a fighting game, right, I upload single matches. So it's a 3-4 minute video and I upload a ton of them, and then immediately I lose like 200 subs. But all those people, you know, all those subs come back anyway. It's not like I've ever seen a permanent decline in subs. They always is slowly going up, slowly going up. So, I don't know. The other thing I'm worried about, and this is completely valid concern here, if I make the video shorter again, right? Some people may be so upset because now you've been spoiled. You've been in the realm of Phil's uploading 25-minute long gameplay videos, and maybe you have to watch 1 or 2 ads, right, per video. And he uploads 10 videos a day, so maybe you had to watch 10 to 20 ads. Now, all of a sudden, I'm uploading...
He makes it sound like he makes it sound like you were pampered by having watched 10 to 20 ads on a single channel a day. He really had the nerve to come out of his face and said, you guys are spoiled. You guys were pampered by me doing that. Yikes.
You know, twice as many videos, so maybe you have to watch twice as many advertisements. See what I mean? And again, this isn't my idea. This is from people who are looking at the data and saying this may be the only thing you can do because it looks like nothing else has happened. It's not, again, not advertiser unfriendly, nothing that I've done wrong on my part. And literally, my viewer percentage has not gone down. It's the same as it always was, but for whatever reason, YouTube has now decided with their book smarts, not their actual street smarts of implementing how things actually work on the fucking website or looking at any particular...
But he blatantly lied to you there, too, about his viewer percentage didn't go down. Because obviously it did. It had been going down. He said that throughout this video that his viewership has gone down. Because if his income's gone down, then obviously his viewership's gone down. Because if no one's watching your video, then you're not making as much money. Come on, man.
Case is just in their book smart heads. We're going to change it now so that ad revenue only goes to those who have a high viewing percentage. It doesn't make any sense.
So there you go. I'm getting punished. And I'm not getting the good ads because I don't have a high viewing percentage. If that's the status quo, and Phil's not getting the best ads, what does that mean? It means because you don't have a high viewing percentage. But didn't he just say a minute prior to that my viewing percentage hasn't gone down? It's right where it's always been. Okay.
Doesn't make any sense because you know what that does? That makes it so that only one type of video can be successful on YouTube. One single type of video. And that...
No, don't. It all comes down to the content creator. You have a shit personality, you have a shit reputation, no one likes you, bye. There are plenty of people who put certain types of links of videos up, or various types of links up, on YouTube, and they do way better than you. Whether you call it successful or not is up to personal opinion, but they definitely do better than you do. So it's not true that one type of video succeeds. There's a guy in the detractor community. Is it Mannix? I think his name is. I think. I enjoy watching. Excuse me. I enjoy watching his videos. He does like 3 to 5 minute videos, right? And he has something going on. He has something playing in the background, or he has a piece of documentation, and then he speaks on it, and it transitions, right? Or sometimes he actually has a little bit of game footage and so on and so forth, and whatnot. And he's doing very well for himself. So what are you talking about? And that's only 3 to 5 minutes. People are asking him to do longer videos, like a half hour, but I think he's found a really good niche doing what he's doing. Now, at the end of the day, if he goes to 30 minutes, I'd like to see it. But at the same time, though, too, if that's what he's carved out something for himself that works very well, and he's able to condense a lot of information in a very short amount of time. It's very hard to beat something like that. And that's not just in the detractor community, that's anywhere. It's very, very hard to beat that. Let me give you another example. Like I said, I think his name is Mannix. Big ups to him. Let me give you another guy. Base Oslo, right? He does like an hour-long video usually, going over some of the things that are going on in the Phil situation over the span of like a week or so. Not necessarily a week in DSP like what LSB does, but he gives you a little bit more drawn out. He gives you multiple clips. He flushes the story out, and he does it in a bit longer of a format. And he does well. And I think he'll continue, and like Mannix, he'll continue to do well as time goes on. And that's 2 different individuals who come at it from 2 different commentary standpoints, while adding something else to that commentary, by the way, and have 2 different links when it comes to their videos. And they're both doing extremely well. So, yet again, that right there kind of squashes Phil's philosophy on one type of video on YouTube does well, doesn't it? Oh well. Big ups to all those guys, though.
Is not what YouTube should be. It should not be an amalgamous website where every YouTuber, whether they're talking about sports, news, just vlogging in general, gaming, whatever it is, has the same type of fucking video. The clickbait thumbnail, right? The clickbait title. The fucking, the perfect length video with edited stuff out and jump cuts and, you know, cut out the boring stuff so that it's super hyper for ADD viewers, right? Because that's what YouTube's become.
For ADD viewers, wow. Oh, wow. You know, Phil, I used to kind of feel a certain type of way by calling you retarded. Just because I used to think it was just a little too far. But, yeah, you're retarded.
But where is the soul of YouTube? What about people who use YouTube for other things than that?
Now, if you think about that, that's Phil kind of discriminating against people who have ADD. Like, oh, if your attention span is just this is oh so big, you shouldn't be watching YouTube because you're fucking over other content creators and whatnot, because it's because of people like you that absorb or ingest smaller videos. You're screwing over everybody else who does larger videos. That right there is ignorance. That's pure ignorance talking. Absolutely. And he wonders why he has so many people who hate him the way he do. Wow.
Can't anymore? Oh, sorry that you've made a living on YouTube for 6+ years. Fuck you. We don't care. We're going to change it to this one amalgamous form. Is that what you want? You want a YouTube of everyone doing and looking the same and doing the same fucking video? Because that's what YouTube is becoming because of the changes they're making. The changes they're making for the website are awful. And they're not going to create better content. They're not going to create a better experience for anyone. What they're going to create is everyone's the same. And anyone who's not the same gets pushed off the website. What the fuck? Really? Is this what people want? Now, I'm being real here with everyone. This is a serious situation. I'm sure it's not just affecting me. The thing is...
This is just like that Pokemon Moon thing. Oh, people just took what I said out of context. They didn't get the full context of what I meant. You know, I shouldn't have said it, but I didn't mean it the way people try to spin it. I don't know if people made a thing out of him calling people who like shorter videos saying that they had ADD, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was a big thing back in 2017 or not. But if it had, I bet you anything you would have had another Pokemon Moon situation.
Those big guys, those big YouTubers, they already adhere to that amalgamous formula. Why do you think that they're popular? Because they had the right video length, they had the clickbait, they had the fucking, you know, the engagement rate because they edited everything. So they're not going to talk about this. But this is a huge issue for anyone who's not huge on YouTube. We're all at risk, okay? Not just me, it's everyone.
That right there is fear-mongering.
At risk at any moment this could happen. They could make this behind the scenes change and screw us all over and kick us off the website. So what are we going to do about it? Are we just going to sit here and take it and say, oh well, too bad? Or are we going to stand up and fucking talk about it and fight and make awareness of it?
And this idiot right here has no say-so at 2017. He doesn't have the word of anybody. This isn't early 2010 or 2011 where he may have said something and whatever, or he could latch himself onto a much bigger movement and play off that. Like Sopa and Papa, or in Peppa, whatever. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. It's 2017. You're a fucking joke. You're the dude that was caught masturbating on stream. No one gives a fuck about you. You're somebody to be laughed at. Nothing else. And he's sitting there making it sound like he can rally people to his cause. There's no one to rally. You've already been forgotten. Unless you've done something stupid that people can laugh at. Wow.
You care about people like me on YouTube. And I'm just saying not specifically me. Because there's tons of people who fucking hate my guts, right? But if you care about a little guy like me being able to make a living on YouTube, the dream of being able to be a YouTuber as a job and not conforming to their fucking amalgamous formula if everyone's the same, now is the time to speak up about this issue. Watch this video, share this video, talk to other people about it, make your own videos about it, create public awareness about this issue. Because that's what's going to make waves. It wasn't until early 2016.
YouTube wasn't meant to be done as a job, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube, it was a privilege for you to make money on YouTube, period. I'm not even talking about a living now. I'm just saying it was a privilege for you to make money on YouTube. The system was never set up that way. It was where you were supposed to, you could go to upload videos or little snippets of yourself and what you wanted to share. It wasn't meant for you to make a living off of it. You were fortunate to let that happen. Just like how on like Instagram and whatnot, people used to be able to make money like sharing stuff around for that. Or like what Tevin used to say about Twitter, where people used to make money posting ads and whatnot. That stuff was a privilege. It wasn't a right. It wasn't a right. It was a privilege that you could do those things.
When all of a sudden it was the Nostalgia Critic and his channel Awesome People who were getting struck with false copyright strikes, that all of a sudden YouTube started listening because they started a grassroots movement. They had tons of people start making videos about it, and all of a sudden the CEO of YouTube, oh, well now we think it's a concern, and all of a sudden the false copyright strike stopped. Right? All of a sudden, it wasn't so easy to just put a fucking copyright strike in for fan art or, oh, because someone used clips of a movie, even though it was under fair use, flagged them. No, it all went away because people stood up. This is a case where people who don't want to conform to YouTube's idea of what's perfect on YouTube, but want to still make a fucking living and still stand up for that kind of content being successful, for us to all stand up collectively and say, no. We're not.
If this wasn't affecting him, he wouldn't be calling for arms like this. Excuse me. He wouldn't. My bad. Got a cough drop. If this wasn't affecting him, this video would probably still exist, but it wouldn't be a call to arms. So that's what the reality is of this. That just kind of shows you how disingenuous this whole situation is.
Gonna put up with the bullshit from YouTube. We want variety. We want people to be able to be successful without changing and conforming to this one little ideal of what they think is perfect for YouTube. Because guess what? Even though they own the company, that doesn't mean that they're the smartest people on the planet. They also need to listen to customer feedback, which is something that YouTube...
You don't do that. Matter of fact, in that same... Sorry, I keep referring back to this what's it called? This Minecraft stream. At the time, by the time this comes up, it'll be way afterwards. But go back to Tevin's channel or go to that archive channel that that archives Tevin stuff, right? And go back to the Minecraft stream from April 5th, 2020. And most of this stuff is covered in that segment. It's like an hour and like 18 minutes in where we go over this nonsense. Phil said he didn't really take feedback that he asked for seriously back in those days. But yet he expects big corporations that he depends on to go ahead and do so. So when people were like, "Hey Phil, you should try this to make the content better and more people will watch it," he let it go into one ear and right out the other. He didn't give a shit. But he expects YouTube and Machinima and Google and Alphabet to listen to him. Fuck out of here.
Google in particular are very bad at. They almost never listen and actually react.
And when it comes down to feedback, now that I think about all the times that people try to give Phil feedback and he was like, "I know what I'm doing, just shut the fuck up. Calm down, settle down, relax. I know what I'm doing." How many times did you guys hear all that?
And change positively for what customers tell them. They've got that elitist attitude of we know better and we're going to make these sweeping changes behind the scenes and we're going to do whatever we want and you're just going to have to deal with it. Last year was a big win when people stood up for the copyright issue and we won that, right? We all collectively stood up and said, this is bullshit. This should not happen. And all of a sudden, boom, it's off YouTube. We could do this too, but people need to actually be serious about this. Hear my case. Hear my pleas of my woes right now. And stand up.
No one gives a fuck about your pleas and your woes. You didn't play a big part in that whole copyright situation, so you can shut the fuck up with that. Take that shit to divorce court along with bankruptcy court. That doesn't mean anything either. Like, no one's going to save you. At the end of the day, you have to save yourself. There's no one out here that's going to play Captain Save-A-Ho. Your whales can't even really save you. They just let you keep hobbling along. You're not going to find that oil sheik that's going to send you $200,000 as a tip, and it's just going to make everything go away. And even at this point, $200,000 wouldn't even really help Phil with all of his problems. I mean, it would, don't get me wrong, it'd help, but it's not going to get him out. You know what I'm saying? To just show you how much of a fuckboy and how much problems he's in. Jesus Christ, man.
For it and say, no, I don't want one type of video on YouTube anymore. I want variety to be successful, and it's not fair.
Variety is there, but they don't have to cater to all of you. They don't have to treat all of you the same because not all of you put the same type of effort in. That's the reality. Good content will always rise to the top. Everything else is where everything else is. And this one right here, this is like Phil about to cry. He literally looks like he's about to cry in this one. Wow, let me get a better. Jesus Christ, Phil, your eyes looking kind of. Wow, you look like you're about to tear up. Wow, Phil. Wow. Normally, I would have some level of sympathy for you, but I don't. Fuck you.
That people who make other
happy birthday though, but fuck you.
Kinds of videos can't be successful because of YouTube's algorithms that don't even apply to the real life. Again, if you watch one of my videos on YouTube, you see an ad play before the video. YouTube made their ad revenue. The advertiser had their ad seen. So why does it matter if you watched my whole video, half my video, or 2 seconds after that advertisement of my video? If the ad got seen, it got seen, and I should be getting the same ad revenue as everyone else on YouTube. Logically, it makes...
Unrealistic motherfucker. Nope. Not even close. Not even close. Wow.
Fucking sense. Okay, that's what's going on right now. I am now, sadly, have to sit here again. More than likely, I'm not going to get any kind of an answer, all right, anytime soon. I'm going to be sitting here, probably making way less ad revenue on DSP Gaming. And what I really need is feedback from you guys and gals. And I need you to know, if I were, gameplay-wise, to start uploading shorter videos, meaning roughly 10-minute long videos, okay, again, instead of the 15 to 25-minute videos I'm uploading now, would you keep watching? Would you understand that I'm doing it not because I want to, but because I want to keep doing this for a living and putting out this content and sharing my experiences with you? I can tell you right now, probably my hardcore fans, the people who've been with me since the beginning, or people who jumped on along the way and they like me for who I am, probably aren't going to care, but it's going to be more the
I've told you guys, He wants people to be invested in him, not the content. If you're invested in him, you don't give he thinks more often than not you're not going to give a shit about the content or the quality of the content or even the quantity of the content. You'll always be dedicated to him. If you give a fuck about the content, then you're going to critique it. You're going to critique him as well. He don't want that. Yet again, that's what he's looking for. He's looking for people who are invested in him, not the content. And that right there is scary.
Casual viewer, those who every once in a while, I want to see what DSP's up to, and they come back, maybe they're going to be the ones that are turned off. I don't know. The last thing I want to see is a mass exodus, because I'm already screwed when it comes to what's going on with DSP Gaming. Now if I change my formula and I make shorter videos, and now I see a mass exodus from DSP Gaming of subs dropping and people not watching because the videos are shorter, it's just going to compound things even worse. So it's kind of like I'm between a rock and a hard place at this point, and I need your feedback, okay?
I thought you said subs didn't count, though, or subs didn't matter. Now all of a sudden it matters. Wow.
Thank you for watching this video, everyone. I appreciate you watching. If and when I get more updates for you, I will provide them. For now, I'm just going to keep pushing forward positively, playing games every day, putting out the videos I want to put out. Right now, I'm going to work on a first impressions video for KO Gaming, my edited gameplay channel, and I'm going to keep working. I'm not going to let this hinder me. I'm not going to let this hold me up.
Wait. He just railed off about how people who like shorter videos have ADD and how YouTube's fucking up the platform for only catering to people who want that type of content. Then he decides to go ahead and give you a hard plug for his edited content on KO Gaming. That's fucking disgusting, dude. That's fucking disgusting. He's saying that the platform shouldn't have to go that way. Right? It shouldn't be shifted or focused that way, which it's not, but it shouldn't be focused that way. But, oh, I got another channel where I actually do all that type of content. So for all of you guys apparently who have ADD, you guys can go there now. I got a place for that too. Let me get some of that money like the big guys do. But on DSP Gaming, which is the big money maker, I want to do lazy ass content. And make sure you guys support that also. Jesus Christ, man.
I know, yeah, in the back of my head, it's worrying me. But I still got some time here, a couple of months where I can work with it and try to figure out what the hell I'm going to do. So let's see what happens. All right? Let's go. Let's play. Shoot from the hip. Go for it. This month, there's tons of new stuff coming up in March. I hope you're going to check it all out. And when I have more information for you here, I'll provide it. But in the meantime, spread the word about this. It is not acceptable that YouTube forces everyone to conform to one kind of video to be successful on YouTube. That is an absolute joke. That's the opposite of what we want. We want variety, right? If the world was all the same, it would be incredibly boring. We want variety. We want spice. We want difference. Yeah, there's a ton of people who like one kind of video. That doesn't mean that there shouldn't be other people who like a different kind of video and can get it on YouTube too, and someone should be able to make a living.
No one's not getting it. It's preventing you from getting it on YouTube. And there's an audience for just about everything. Yet again, you're the problem though. You're the problem, and it's the one thing that you don't want to admit. You don't want to admit that you're the problem. There are plenty of people out there who have longer gameplay, and they have, some of them have common sense, and when it comes to the dead air shit, they edit that shit the fuck out. But your personality is shit. You're a garbage human being. You're an asshole, and you don't have to fucking try to see an asshole get saved. It's much more entertaining to watch them squirm and watch them eventually fade out, if they do fade out. And the more you fight, the more people are going to laugh at it. And that's what you hate. You hate the fact that people mock you. You hate the fact that people laugh at you. You hate the fact that you're the blunt of everybody's jokes. You hate the fact that no one takes you seriously. You hate the fact that people use you as the example of what not to be. You hate all those things. But the irony, though, ladies and gentlemen, is he's said those same things about other people. And he had no compunctions about it. He had no morals about it. He didn't lose a wink of sleep when he said that shit about other people. But now it's said about him, now it's a problem. As he picks his he's picking his mustache, but as far as I'm concerned, it's like him picking his goddamn nose. It's equally as disgusting. Stop fucking with your face.
Different kind of video. It's ridiculous. And that's what YouTube's saying is, oh, too bad. No, that's not an acceptable answer. And they need to be held accountable for their actions. So stand up for it. Let's all start talking about this issue. All right. That's it, folks. Thank you for watching. See you later. Peace out.
Okay. Let me Boy, you got me feeling certain way about this. All right, well, give me a second to readjust, and we will reconvene in just a minute. Holy shit. So, I got problems with a whole lot of that nonsense. At the end of the day, you saw basically what ended up, what was to lead to, I should say, what eventually got him kicked off of Machinima. So, for any of Phil's little minions who want to try to defend that shit, go ahead, help yourself, help yourself with that. But I think what was even more important, and certainly way more entertaining, was how, because he's down in the goddamn dumps, basically, he deserves the same type of compensation as the big guys. Because at the end of the day, the ad's been interacted with, right? So I should just be paid as much as those guys, whether I have, whether someone watches 2 minutes of my video and watches the full video of those big guys or not. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Because if that was the case, then what's the point of keeping track of retention and how much of a video is being watched? If that was really the case, then why would YouTube waste the time to go ahead and try to track that metric? That makes no sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. But there's a lot of things that he said that it's just out there, man. It's out there. But the point of it is, though, is this all leads back to this husk of an individual and what he expected. He wanted the system to be at his favor at all times, and he didn't care who he fucked over to make that happen. He wanted to make sure that he held high ground and whatnot, and he should be treated properly and be treated equally when it was to his disadvantage. Well, when it's to his advantage. But if other people needed that type of handout, would he have been willing to help them then? Would he say, oh, well, you guys should get compensation too, even though you're not putting in the work that I'm putting in? Does that sound like something Phil Burnell would say? No. If Phil was on top and he was still white hot popular and all of that, and some of the smaller YouTubers were down in the dumps and they were getting fucked over on ads wise, he would be like, well, I don't know what they're gonna do. They gotta do what they gotta do to make themselves popular, but there's no reason why they should be compensated the same way I do. I put in my work and I got my viewership and I got my audience that loves me. If they don't have an audience that fucking supports them, oh well, maybe they should do something else. Or maybe they need to change their format or do something. Phil would say that. But now that it's on the shoe's on the other foot, or on his hoof, now all of a sudden he got a problem with it. And everybody needs to come out and support, and everybody needs to rally together and come to his aid. That's not how life works. Especially not as many times as he ain't shitted on people. He doesn't deserve that. He really don't. He's not worthy of it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, at the time this comes out, it'll be, I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I got a lot of videos of the clip. But like I said, at the time that I'm recording this, though, it is April 6th. It is Phil's birthday. I think he's having some week-long celebration, petty bullshit. Supposedly, Catherine's going to try to bake a cake for him. And he's doing some silly shit for Animal Crossing. You guys can let me know how that goes when that eventually comes around. But it's whatever, man. It's whatever. Like I said, this older stuff, take away from it what you will. But not even just take away from it what you will. My only objective is to try to show you the roadmap in certain instances on why he is where he is. That's all I can really provide you and give you my opinion on it. That's it. Take of it what you will. If you don't take anything from it, you don't take anything from it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'll try to do better next time. If not, like I said, there are other people out there who do it much better. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel like you're stuck here or you're obligated. You don't have to be here if you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I've never begged for anybody to watch a video. None of my peers have ever done that. and there ain't no need to start now. It is what it is. Make of it what you will. Make your next move your best move, and your time, before your time is valuable to anybody else, it needs to be valuable to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. I'll see you guys for the next one. I'll see you guys for the next one, whenever that may be. Take care of yourself, ladies and gentlemen. This is DSP News 2nd edition, and yeah, bye.